On today's episode of the Grab My Banner podcast, we have a funeral service for Control, and it's very heartfelt, and hopefully you guys can join in remembrance of Control. We also have the season 12 weapon pyramid. We're gonna go through our tiers of how we think the weapons go in season 12, and there are bad takes galore on that one. Bad takes galore, so you're going to want to stick around for that. We also have a little bit of insight on Control and some of our ideas as to how to fix the mode for Season 13. And then we're going to get into Grab My Bachelor and talk about some strategies to help your boys go talk to the ladies. Also, this episode is really weird because Brian is in one part of it and then he's not in all of it. And we also don't have Schmozzy on this episode, so we brought in the sixth man of the year, Chris, the guy we roasted last week on Grab My Bachelor. So you're going to want to stick around for that. So without further ado, let's get into the show.
Fuck, man. How long do we have on this drive?
It's like 2 hours.
Shit. I'm fucking hungry, man. Can we stop somewhere?
Yeah, I'm kind of hungry too. I was thinking McDonald's. You want to stop at McDonald's?
Nah. What about, like, Apex drive-thru?
Nah, man. I had a bad experience there once.
Bro, they got the new Control on the menu. Have you tried it?
Nah, I heard that the new Control thing is hella good. But, like, when I tell you that I had the worst experience I've ever had, it was the worst experience I ever fucking had.
Bro, trust me. Last 5-6 times I've been there, service has been great. Food's been great.
Look up the next Apex drive-thru on your phone and see how close we are.
Oh, there's one 3 miles away.
All right. You said that Control was good, right?
I'm telling you, that shit's fucking flames. But get it Bocek Prowler style.
All right.
Welcome to the Apex Legends drive-thru. How can I help you?
Let me get 2 Controls Bocek Prowler style.
I'm so sorry, sir. We stopped selling controls. It was only limited time. I can offer you an arena.
No. Actually, can I get one of those duos Olympus style? Actually, can we get 2 duos Olympus style?
I can do a duo Stormpoint style.
Are you serious? You don't have Olympus style at all?
No, we just ran out of Olympus style earlier today. I also have Kings Canyon style.
Chris, I fucking hate you.
Bro, I swear it's never been this bad.
You got a trio Olympus style?
We just ran out. The car in front of you got the last one.
You know what? I'm disappointed, but I'm not surprised. Just don't even take our order. And I mean this with the utmost respect. Fuck you.
Are you sure you don't want those arenas? I'll give you, like, any amount of arenas you want for free. What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of the Grab My Banner podcast, episode number 75. And, ladies and gentlemen, we've lost something. I'm sorry. Sorry, boys. We've lost something near and dear to our hearts. Control is unfortunately gone. It's in a better place now. It's going to come back, and it's going to be better. But we will have the funeral services for Control later on in the show after the main segment. I know, Kyle. I know. I know. But we will try and get by, and we will try and do our best to put our happy faces on and try to do the rest of the show. So, boys, let's do a quick moment of silence. We got to head to the funeral soon, but we still have the rest of the show to do. So, moment of silence for Control. Anyway, boys and girls, Control is gone for now, but we know it's going to come back, and we know that it's going to come back better than ever. And there are some problems with Control that will be addressed, and we will get there ASAP. We're going to talk about, we're going to have a discussion topic on Control and the changes we would like to see after the funeral services.
Yep.
So make sure you stick around for that. We also have a little bit of a weird show here today because Brian is off doing some things, and Carter is obviously busy too. So we called in the sixth man.
We got to fill in.
We got the sixth man. We got the sixth man of the year award here. We got the alternate, Chris. If you guys don't remember, he was the main subject of last week's Grab My Bachelor story.
Slander.
Where It was not slander.
You really happened.
You fumbled the bag. And
Okay, yeah.
so Chris is here today. He's going to be filling in for the rest of the show to help us out with the Raise Energy draft, the control discussion, and he's going to have to explain some bag fumbling in the Bachelor segment. But Chris, how's it feel? How are you feeling today?
Feeling good.
Feeling good?
Happy to be here.
Awesome. Well, so that's going to be the show for today. We've got a lot to talk about, but before we get into all of the gun pyramid stuff, the control discussion, and Bachelor, boys, let's get into the Raise Energy Draft of the Week. Don't forget to head on down to reppsports.com where you can use code BANNER, BANNER, for all of your Raise Energy needs. Boys, you run a nightclub. You have a nightclub. It's your own nightclub. You have to pick 3 legends. We have to draft 3 legends to be your bouncer, your bartender, and your manager.
Okay.
So, boys,
Huge.
let's get into it. Now, I think there's a lot of great draft picks out there for all these positions. And because there's only 3 of us, there's going to be some legends left over. But you got to think your manager is your most important position at this point. Bouncer could fit in there as well.
I mean, there's a lot of big guys, though, that could be your bouncer.
There's a lot of big guys, but really only 2.
Who?
So you might want to get your bouncer early, maybe?
I don't know. Revenant, pretty big.
Oh,
too.
yeah,
That's what I was
Revenant.
thinking.
Pathfinder.
Yeah.
Pathfinder actually might be the worst
Heavy.
bouncer of all time.
No.
No, he's going to let too many people
He'd be like,
in, bro.
too
you
happy.
can come in, friend.
Yeah. Just let everybody in. But, boys, let's get into the draft. All right, let's get the picks. Shake the hat up. Now, Kyle, it looks like you're going to get a spite win on last week's draft, so you might as well pick the first number, even though it's a total.
What do you mean,
no,
baby?
It's a spite win.
It's
That
a
was
W.
That was
It's
a
a big
spite win.
Hey, it's a big W,
that was
baby.
a spite win.
Hey, listen.
The fact that you get that just means people like you.
Hey,
and that's
listen.
bullshit.
40%, baby. Thank you for all of you that voted for me.
That was
I
whack.
really appreciate that.
Whoever voted for Kyle on Twitter, fuck you. I don't know what you're
big W
thinking.
there, big
Might
W.
have just been like a pity win.
That's what I'm saying.
Hey,
It's
hey,
like
listen,
literally.
if you don't think
They
I can
felt so
box
bad
a
about
fish
that
out of the water, you're fucking
you
loser.
can't box shit. Okay, Kyle, pick your first number.
All right.
All right. Kyle, there you go. I'm going to grab mine, and then Chris is up.
By default.
Let me see. I got 3. Fuck.
It's actually kind of good.
Number 1.
Oh, Chris got the
Shit, I got
first
2.
overall draft pick. He's got the first overall draft pick. All right, so Chris,
That's huge.
who are you drafting with your first overall pick? You got the manager position, you got the bouncer position, and you've got the bartender.
It's a tough choice.
There's a lot of options.
I guess I just got to go manager.
You're gonna go with the manager
Number
first.
1, Mirage. Easy pitch.
Your Mirage is
Easy
gonna be your
pick.
manager, bro.
pick.
Do you know how many times people are just gonna not show up for work
No.
because he forgot to make a schedule?
No. Here's the thing. He loves partying.
He does love partying.
Where do you go to party? I'm going to the club.
Okay. I see where you're going
So
there.
you
He'll
think-
run a good business.
So you're looking at more from like you're trying to have the greatest night of all time type
Exactly.
situation. Okay.
People are going to spend hella money there because they're going to hear, damn, that club goes crazy every weekend.
Every weekend they're going dumb hard.
Yes.
They're going dumb hard. Okay. All right. I like that.
All right.
All right, Kyle, you got second pick.
I'm gonna go with manager too, but this time I'm gonna go with Fuse.
You fucker. How do you not
That's
put
a
him as
good
your
pick.
bartender, bro?
No. I'm telling you,
True.
this is the reason why. Okay, because Fuse is the perfect mix between he's not taking any shit and he's the party hardy guy.
Oh my, that would be the best bartender spot, bro.
No, dude.
Fuck. That was going to be my first pick.
Can't co-sign this pick.
Oh my god. Okay. All right. I get 2 back-to-back picks.
Yes, you do.
I'm going to start off with my bartender. I think it's one of the most important positions. I think you're going to have terrible management but have a great bartender and it changes everything. It's like having a good quarterback.
No,
right?
you got to have good management.
No, I
Gotta
think you
have
can
a
I think
manager.
you can survive without a good manager. I think you need a good bartender. Bartender I think is the most important position here.
Close.
Bouncer is like if anybody gets rowdy, it's a fucking Apex legend. They can handle it.
Yeah.
Okay? And then you've got the manager, like we've seen terribly run places manage to survive for a long time.
That's
Just
true.
look back at her last place of employment. That's one of those
Still there.
situations. That's one of those situations. I'm going with Valk for my bartender.
Yeah,
First of
good
all,
pick.
Valkyrie's got the personality. She loves cracking beers. You know she's going to be taking shots with all the with all the people at the bar. She's going to be having a great time. Probably going to bang some of the people there.
Probably getting a lot of tips too because she's hot.
Oh, so many tips. I'm also going to go with my bouncer at number 2, and I'm going to pick Gibraltar. There's
Good
no
bouncer.
bouncer better than Gibraltar.
He's a good bouncer.
Yes. So I figure might as well get those 2 slots locked in.
All right. For my second pick, I'm actually going to take Loba as my bartender.
Oh, fuck.
Because there's definitely people who would go back to a bar just to see a hot bartender.
Bro, she literally, she could be the worst bartender of all time, and you'll still pack the place up.
Yep.
Just because she's hot.
For sure. Like, she could be absolutely dog shit and, make the worst drinks ever, and people would still come back.
Yes.
You literally would.
Literally me.
Yes.
Literally, Chris.
Okay, Chris, you are up.
I get 2, right?
Yes, you get 2 picks.
Okay. Bouncer, we're going to go with Caustic.
That's a great
Good
pick.
pick.
He's mean
That's
and
a
he's
great
big.
pick.
Yes.
Then bartender, Kyle took my Loba. I'm really just looking for a hot woman.
Okay, you could go with Wraith. You could go with Watson.
I'm thinking Watson. New
Would
skin?
Watson be good at pouring drinks is my question.
She's a little petite and, quiet, though. That's the only thing.
Hey,
The quiet ones are
true.
mysterious.
That's true.
Also, if you get Wraith as your bartender, everybody's going to access your
she's going to
OnlyFans.
be the girl in the bathroom from yesterday.
Yeah, pretty much. So you got to be careful.
There was a four-legged beast in the bathroom.
Yeah, there was a person with 4 legs in the bathroom stall yesterday.
Kinda weird.
I don't know how that happened. Also had 2 different voices. I don't know. At one point, the 2 feet were both pointed the same direction. Who knows what was going on in there?
Pretty
It's
crazy.
getting wild.
It was so funny to walk in there and see that because their shoe choices were so drastically different.
It's so obvious.
The girl had the checkered Vans and the guy had these huge boots.
I know.
I was like, what the fuck?
I literally walked in there, and it was the first thing I saw. Before I even saw you, I was like, I looked down, I was like, what the fuck?
Oh, yeah, we love it. We love it. Okay, so Kyle, you are back up with your pick.
Okay, for my bouncer, I'm going to take Revenant because he's not taking no shit.
Not taking any
That's my
shit. That's
second pick.
100%.
And that
yes.
if somebody's getting thrown out, they're probably getting thrown
He's
out and
murdering
beat the
them.
fuck up.
The one bad thing about Revenant as your bouncer is he's going to have 0 personality and he's going to be an asshole all the time.
Yeah,
There
true.
are some fun bouncers
Yep.
who are
There's
cool
a lot of
people,
fun
and they
bouncers.
can add a lot to a bar setting.
Another Kyle getting kicked out.
Yes. Okay, so I am back up. For the final pick of this draft, I'm going to go with Bangalore as my manager. Military
true.
regimented, going to have a very solid schedule. Everything's going to run smoothly. You're just going to get a little bit of an asshole every once in a while.
But can she party? You know what I mean? Nah.
I don't
she
know if
gonna
I want my
understand?
manager to party.
But your manager's
I
got to be
definitely
fun
want
though.
my
It's got to
manager
talk
to
to the
party.
people.
I think
and
the
stuff.
party comes down to the bartender. That's where you want the party to be at, you know?
Your manager's got to be able to run shit, but be there and still be fun. You know, you don't want your manager just standing there in the corner oh yeah,
Mad as hell. for
Should
no
we do
reason.
should we do an honorary mentioned bar back?
Okay,
Should we do
we
it?
could do that.
What does that mean?
So the bar back is the guy who went on busy nights where they're just cleaning the glasses,
Oh, yeah.
doing all the stuff.
Yeah.
You guys want to do an honorary bar back?
Sure. Yeah, we can do.
Okay,
it
Chris, you go first because you had first pick.
I'm going to pick Wraith just
Wraith
because
is-
she's hot.
Yeah, there you go. Wraith just because she's hot. That's a great one.
That's a good
She'd
one.
get me.
You have for your bartender you have
Watson.
You have Watson and Wraith. That's
Dude,
gonna
that
be
actually might be-
really solid for you. That's
Dudes
gonna
are
be really
be
solid.
tipping like no other.
Like no other.
I pick Octane just because one, he's super fast, and I think that he would just be helpful, and then plus he would just be able to talk and have fun.
Yeah, I agree. If you're going to go Octane, I'm going to go with Lifeline. Lifeline's got the bubbly personality, also has some good looks, and I think that it will add to the dynamic between Valkyrie and Lifeline. They'll be able to both do things a little differently, right? Because why do people go to bars? They either go to have fun or they go because they're sad.
Yep.
Okay, Lifeline
Yeah.
checks off the sad one because she'll try and make you happier. The other one, to have fun, Valkyrie's definitely going to check that off.
Yeah.
So I think there we go. Do you guys have a name for your bar? There was a
Okay.
bar in downtown Fresno before I was 21 when I used to drive to hockey practice. It was called Whiskey Dick's. It was in the building the size of like a shoebox, and it was right across the street from the ice rink. And I was like, when I turn 21, I'm going to go there. And then when I turned 21, it was closed. And the building is still there, but literally no businesses in it. All the windows are boarded up, and there's more graffiti on it than like anything I could ever describe to you. It's just all fucked up. So Whiskey Dick's would be my club
Whiskey
name.
Dicks.
I would call mine Cannonball Shots.
Cannonball Shots.
Shots.
That'd be nice. Or you could just name it Johnny Cannonballs, like your porn name
Just
for
like
Fuse.
a porn name for
Yeah.
Fuse.
You could just say Cannonball. You're trying to go to Cannonballs tonight? Like,
Yeah.
that would fit. That would
Yeah.
that would do hella well.
There we go.
Damn.
Let's see. For Chris, you need some help?
I need some help.
All right, Chris, let's think.
Place that goes crazy. Getting
Um,
dumb, crazy,
Is yours more of a
stupid
club
hard.
or is more?
It's a club.
It's a club, so we'd have to think of like club names.
Uh,
Club names are like Lux,
Yeah, arena.
The
Arena.
Laser,
like Passion,
Passion.
Club Envy, Club.
yeah, like
Club
something.
Envy would be good.
Club
because
Envy is-
I have
is that-
Mirage.
Is that already? Oh, just name it Mirage.
Oh,
Mirage.
I mean,
Mirage.
yeah.
That would be good.
Mirage is a great name. There you go.
Hey.
There's probably already a club named Mirage. There's probably like 7 clubs named Mirage.
Yes.
That's just a fact.
There's a casino named the Mirage in Vegas.
Yeah, but
There we
Mirage
go.
is a great club name.
Yeah.
There we go. All right. Well, boys and girls, what do you think? Who won the draft? We'll have the poll up on Twitter. If you're going to pity vote for Kyle again, fuck you.
Don't.
There's no
hey,
way
it's
he should
no
have won
pity
last
votes.
week.
It'll be a
I
big-
That's an
definitely
asterisk.
won.
That's an asterisk.
That is not
win.
an asterisk.
Yes.
That is a W.
Yes.
I am 1-0 on the season. I'm 1-0, baby.
Yes. Anyway, we're going to have the poll up on Twitter. If you don't follow us on Twitter, at GrabMyBannerPod, we'll have the poll up there, and then you can vote. So we'll have that up as soon as the episode is out. That should just about do it for the Raise Energy Draft of the week. Don't forget to head on down to reppsports.com, where you can use code BANNER for 15% off all Raise Energy products. Boys and girls, we're about to head into the main topic of the show, the Season 12 Weapon Pyramid. But before we do that, is Amaranth live? All right, 3-2 on the season. We forgot to do it last week. Will she be live? She is not live.
No way.
She is not live. You
No.
know who is live, though, is Faith. Faith is live. Amaranth is not live.
You don't know who Faith is?
No clue.
Faith is another hot tub streamer. Also plays
She
Apex.
used to be, but
Oh.
she's an Apex Predator, and
She was an Apex
Oh.
streamer, then she was hot tub, then back to Apex.
Yep.
So we respect Faith. We
Respect
respect
her.
all hot tub streamers. What do you guys think? Are we going to buy the Amaranth jar? Or
You want to
I'm
throw in
buying some farts.
$1,000?
are you guys cool with water, or do you want the
I want the
fart?
You want
smells.
You want the
fart.
smells? You want the smells? You want the aromas?
Yeah.
The
All
full
right.
smell kit.
Amaranth live is 3-3 on the season. My prediction is not doing well.
No.
I predicted 40-12 throughout the
Ouch.
52-week year, and we are not doing too hot.
No.
3-3 on the season is Amaranth live. All right, boys, we're gonna hit a quick ad, and we will see you guys on the other side for the season 12 Weapon Pyramid. All right, here we are, ladies and gentlemen. Last week, we went through the Apex Legends Season 12 Pyramid of Legends from the top to the bottom, how we thought all of the legends should be ranked as far as Season 12 goes. This week, we're going to do the same thing, but with the weapons. So, the Apex Legends Season 12 Weapon Pyramid. Now, last week, boys, we didn't really specify how our tiers were going to go, and it kind of got wackadooey. So we're gonna settle these things down a little bit here from the beginning. So here's how it's going to go. We're going to have our S tier weapons, the ones that are absolutely necessary, are great in almost every single situation, and are just overall dominant, just good, great weapons. Then we're going to go into the A tier, which is weapons that, for the most part, you can hang with. Maybe that's just missing one tiny little thing that keeps it out of the S tier, unless you're Kyle and you throw all the weapons in there.
Yes, sir.
And then we're going to go into the B tier, where it's very attachment reliant. Maybe some, hip fire spread or just regular pattern spread issues. And then we're going to go into the final 2 tiers, which are a little difficult to do here because, once again, we have 26 weapons, right? So we're going to do the reliable specialty weapons and the unreliable specialty weapons. Now, what do we mean by a specialty weapon? Well, if you look at the lower tiers, for the most part, it's either going to be pistols, shotguns, snipers, or marksman rifles. Those are mostly specialty weapons. Now, there are going to be possibly some LMGs, possibly some ARs, possibly some SMGs, but I doubt it. But for the most part, that's how we're going to do it. And then we're going to have the fuck you bitch tier. And then we're going to have some fun with it like we did last week where we throw in our own tiers for fun. So, boys, let's get into it. S tier. Let's start it off. Kyle, how many is in your S tier?
2.
Okay.
Hey,
progress.
That's
progress.
Great.
That's
I can't
huge.
say anything because I have 2 in mind.
I have 3 in mine. So I actually have 1
Wow.
extra. Yeah.
What?
I think
You
we
guys
all have the same 2. I'm wondering what your third one is.
I think
Okay.
so let's just get the first one. The first one's a freebie.
The
we know.
Volt.
The Volt.
The Volt.
The Volt is in that.
The Volt's in there.
Now, even though it's not fully available at all times, if you get a Volt and you
Yeah, but-
somehow manage to lose that game,
It's
I
your
think
fault.
I think you
It's
should
your
put
fault.
yourself on Apex timeout for at least 2 hours or so. You
Yes,
need you need to at least give yourself a break. Be like, how did I not win that?
Second note, if there's a Volt there, you need to take the Volt.
Yeah, you have to.
Like
Yeah.
these are
You just
guns
have to.
in the S tier. It's better than anything else out there, and you should take the gun, no matter what,
We could honestly rank it up there as one of the greatest heirloom
Guns
weapons
of all time.
Yeah.
because
It's
you
up
think
there.
like the Mastiff is probably up there.
Oh, yeah.
The OG Mastiff,
the
yeah.
OG Mastiff,
Devotion.
the Devotion
Devotion
probably
was
up there.
insane.
Obviously, the Kraber I think is always kind of hovering around the same spot, but the Volt man is really good.
Yeah.
I would like even the alternator with disruptor rounds does. I don't think touches this gun.
No.
I think this one's
This is
much
still
much
the best
better.
one.
Still Rex.
I have for my
the-
second gun. What do you guys got?
On 3.
1, 2, 3.
G7.
G7.
No, I'm fucking with you. I'm
I was
fucking
like, what the fuck?
I almost shit my pants, Brian.
with you. No, I'm fucking with you. It's Spitfire.
Okay, you have
Spitfire.
Spitfire? I actually have the Flatline.
Fuck no.
No,
I still have the Flatline.
Hell
Flatline.
no.
Flatline's really good.
I do think the Spitfire is very good. My only detractor from it is the availability of it now. So that's why I have it 1 tier below.
Availability. That I get that, but when I look at the Spitfire, I almost want to say it's like the Volt, where it's like you should, if you have a automatic, you should highly consider taking this gun over any other gun in the game.
I would agree with that for the most part. Once
And
again,
it's
it's
like-
just the availability thing. Plus,
Well-
there's so many heirloom weapons. If there was only 3, like it used to be, I think things would be a
there's
little
only
bit different.
4 now.
Well,
That's but that adds like a whole nother dimension. And one of them's the G7 Scout.
That's a great.
Good God.
Ah, gosh.
I just want to say this though, but like the Spitfire is literally one of the only guns in the game that can kill an entire team in one clip.
Yes.
That's a huge thing.
So
Yes.
like
That is a thing.
that's where it's like you have to reload and I don't, and I can literally kill you and your friend with this clip.
If I were to say there was another detractor though, it would be the up close situation with it. Sometimes it can be a little spotty up close. And
lot
then
of
the
times.
availability. That's really all I have against it.
Sometimes, but like
It's still not bad. It's not the
It-
Rampage.
No.
it's not the Rampage.
I
for
honestly
sure.
didn't want to put it in my A tier. I have it in my A tier. I didn't want to put it there. I wanted to have like a separate tier for it because it's one of those guns where when you see it, you're like, if
it's
there's
like
4
that-
squads left, you're like, I have a really good chance of winning this game.
It's like
Yeah.
it's an A plus. It's
Yeah.
if it's not in the S tier, it's the best of the A tier.
Yeah, I think even with the Flatline nerf, I think the availability of it now is better because back in the day, the Flatline was one of those guns for me where it was like I could never find it. It was
always
so
found it.
hard to find.
I found that gun all the time.
It
And
was
I could
like-
never fucking aim with it.
It was like Apex knew what I was trying to find, and they were just like, "Fuck you, dude! I don't want you
Dude,
to have it."
every game where I'm like, I really want this one gun, unless it's the Mozambique, I never find it.
Yes.
Yeah.
I will say, obviously, I am Mr. Flatline. I do have some bias, and I also will say I've been using it way more because of control, and I popped like a 17 kill game, so maybe I have some bias towards it, but I still do have it in my S tier. You can't call yourself Mr. Flatline and not have that gun in your S tier.
I agree with you, but I think that I have a feeling both Kyle and I can agree that it's not S
It's
tier,
not S
and I
tier.
think that
All right.
we're gonna outvote
It's
you on
definitely
it.
A.
You'll definitely outvote
Flatline's
me.
A.
I, as Mr. Flatline, I had to throw my hat in the ring.
Gotcha.
I just had to see what was going to happen.
Time
No
out.
one- no one
So
can
if
knock
your
you for
other
that.
gun isn't the Spitfire,
What is it?
Okay.
what's
now,
your other gun?
This one might take some convincing. Maybe. Who knows?
If you have to convince me that it's an S tier, it's not S tier.
it's a rock. It's a rock. And for me to say this takes a lot because I usually despise this weapon. But when I see how good it can be in other people's hands, it's very good. So I'm saying
I know where you're going with this.
I think it's the Peacekeeper.
What?
You can take on a squad by yourself with just a Peacekeeper
Yes.
at the start of the game.
Yes.
Every single time. And even without it, say you're late game and the full team is like kitted up, obviously like late games go. If you even have an RE45 and you pair it with a Peacekeeper, it's like the perfect side weapon. It literally is the perfect side weapon. And I only hit 9s with the son of a bitch. So like that's saying a lot coming from me, but I have been destroyed so many times late game by one good shot from that weapon. One good shot is all you need.
PK is amazing. Don't get me wrong. PK is amazing. It is not S tier.
I think
and the reason it's not S tier is it cannot compete at all ranges. Very similar to why we say the Kraber is not S tier, or why we say the Kraber. Kraber suffers up close. PK drastically suffers at long range.
But you can still hit.
You can
people.
still hit.
I mean, yeah, you
long.
can still hit people up close with the Kraber.
Yeah.
You know, but it's a lot harder, and it's a lot harder to hit somebody long range with the Peacekeeper for any measurable damage.
No, I wouldn't say that because you have a giant circle to look through when it's choked up, and then you hit, and for the most part, you can hit like 50,
I'm not talking mid range.
I can hit
long
40.
range. I'm not talking mid. I'm talking long range.
Because
that's
from like really far away.
I mean, like I'm thinking Cap City.
This is my argument for it, though, is like it's the perfect sidekick because even if you don't, if you want to say it can't hit super long range, it can definitely sidekick any weaping that can hit long range.
I think it's a great secondary gun because that's what we're talking about. There is amazing secondary gun. I think it's still a secondary gun for a reason because it can't take the role of a primary.
I think
I don't feel comfortable putting something in the S tier that's not a primary gun.
My thought behind it was there is no better sidekick weapon, and there's no like if you look at the Peacekeeper with any other gun,
I would argue the Wingman maybe.
No.
Wingman's pretty damn versatile all across the board,
but
it's almost a primary.
With any other gun, if you look at all the guns on this list, and you said the Peacekeeper's its sidekick, you have a very good chance.
True.
So yeah, that's essentially my argument.
I feel that's the same way about saying that with the Wingman.
No, like a Wingman and a bow, I don't think that matches
as a sidekick.
very well.
I mean, you just run the Wingman as primary.
No.
Yeah.
It's
like
just
the
a bunch of
Wingman
one-shots.
can be. If you said Wingman PK, like we'll throw that out there because we're saying they're both secondary guns. Wingman's the one that's good enough to become the primary gun.
Even if you have it as a primary, you're still going to find yourself in situations where it doesn't work. The only reason I threw this in here is I was like, there is no secondary weapon that can like it fits with every gun. It's the perfect complement to any gun.
Yeah,
snipers awesome, marksman awesome, subs great. Yeah. Subs it's like probably the best with
because you're already in that range.
That's its fuck buddy.
Yeah.
Subs and the Peacekeeper,
you're already in that range.
Fuck.
Yeah.
PK is the closest shotgun to being able to say it's a primary gun.
Yeah.
It's just that long range. When you're in those poke wars at long range, it's so bad.
Even then, though, you still have range with it. Like
you have range, but you really don't. Not compared to like a single fire, even a single fire hemlock. I'm trying to like they fill different roles, I guess.
So I think it's.
I just don't think it's S. I think it's really good. I'm not saying anything that.
No,
I just don't think it's.
I
S. I also
think it's A tier.
I think it's A tier.
I would be fine with it going there. My only thing is like. It's one of the few guns, when I was thinking about the Peacekeeper, because I almost put it A, but then I was thinking about it, I was like, that's one of the only guns that's not like an heirloom gun where I see somebody on the other team on the final squad shooting it, and I like will audibly every single time say, get the fuck back, because one shot changes everything.
Yeah.
It literally changes the entire fight. It can tilt something so fast, and it's just like when I see it, it's like, also, how many times have you dropped early and one guy on a squad has a PK and everybody else has like decent weapons, but because of that one gun, it changes everything.
Yeah.
I think that's just the nature of high burst damage in this game.
That's true.
I think that's something to be said about high burst damage.
It's
and
just
there's
so
a lot
dangerous.
of really good high burst damage guns, but I just don't think it's S tier.
All right, so for the S tier, we have the Volt for sure, and we have the Spitfire. Let's move on to the A tier.
So we've already talked about some of these, right?
Definitely getting the
So we
PK.
should put
Peacekeep-
the Peacekeeper in there. I would say it's the king of the sidekicks.
Definitely.
And
We
then
already said the flatline
And we
as
already
well.
said the flatline. Now, this one, I don't know if you guys are going to agree with this, but I really think it should be up there. The Havoc. I know it needs an attachment, but even without one, it is a shredder.
It is a shredder, and I love the Havoc more, like, so much, but I still think it doesn't go in A. Like, I mean, it goes in A if you have the turbocharger, but I think it goes in B just because, like, without it, you do have to use it as a primary, and you have to wait, because you can't swap to it, because that charge will fuck you every time.
You don't need, even though you need a turbocharger maybe, you definitely don't need an extended mag.
No.
No.
So here's my reason why the Havoc, I say, doesn't belong in the A tier. One, and actually I have two reasons. That's it. Turbocharger. You have to find a legendary hop up for it to be at its best. That's not consistent. That's not something I want out of the second best you can find. I don't see that being on the level the flatline is consistently performing at a very high level.
True.
Two is I actually think that with its recoil, no barrel stabilizer hurts a lot, especially at longer ranges and even at mid-range. Like, you have to have some pretty good recoil control to handle that Havoc at mid-range when someone's sitting behind a little box trying to shoot at you from the high ground or something.
Maybe it's just because I've been playing with the Havoc so long.
I don't find it
troubling. You can hit it, but you're going to miss. If you fire off the Havoc, you're going to miss like 4 or 5 shots in the beginning off that recoil, and then you adjust it as the wind up goes on.
That's what's so great about it, though. Needing an extended mag is you can play with at least 5 or 6 bullets, and you'll still get the knock.
Yeah,
yes.
No, you
That's
can.
That's why I love it so much. Like, I had a fight yesterday on Kings Canyon where it was right off drop, picked it up. Obviously, no turbocharger. Obviously, no anything. Missed like the first 5 shots just because I suck, and then you zone in, lock on, easy shot, easy down.
I mean, the Havoc's some of the highest DPS in the game. I debated on putting it into the A tier.
I think that should put it in.
I think
just having some of the highest DPS in this game.
I mean, if we're saying that, then are we going to argue the car going into the A tier?
I have it in there.
I have it.
I don't.
You don't have the car?
You don't have the car in there?
And I argue that I probably play with the car more than either of you two do.
No, I've started playing with it a bunch.
I play it almost every game.
I was Mr. Car at the beginning of the season.
I know. But I play literally the past 2 weeks. I am looking and trying to exclusively play with the car. I don't even have it that high.
I would put it in.
I would put it in there.
It sounds like I'm going to get outvoted on
the Havoc should be
and
in there.
I'm not mad at that. I'm
it's
not
a
mad.
Good gun.
You think the Havoc should be an A?
I think
100%. Even when we were playing arenas and I found the secret, which was the Havoc without the turbo, you can still do. You have so many bullets to play with, even with a gray mag. You have so much to play with, and the damage is so fucking high.
Yeah, its damage per shot is higher than some of the burst damage guns in this game.
Yes.
And it's a full auto. It's phenomenal. I just think that it's a gun that desperately needs attachments put on it that doesn't have.
I don't think it desperately needs the attachments. I think it's more of a convenience
to play at any range. I think it does. You need a sight at the very least. That sight is gone.
Recoil control for range. I mean,
yeah, which is not something that a lot of people up close. You just hip fire that fucker and it shreds anybody.
Well, that's the same thing with the car, though.
Yeah.
So I definitely think it should be A.
I'm okay with saying the Havoc. I don't think the car needs to be in there. It's really good. I just don't.
Car should be in there, bro.
First of all, bro,
that's a great gun, and I hated it.
I'm gonna argue till I turn blue, bro. The car is gonna be in the A tier.
Well, before we get to the car, let's nail down. We had the Spitfire.
I think the Havoc's gonna go in B tier. I really don't. Think
we had Volt Spitfire.
We had
in the
Volt
S.
Spitfire.
We had the Peacekeeper, Flatline, Havoc. So far in the A tier.
Okay. What about the alternator?
No.
B
tier.
B tier. Actually, I have it in C tier.
Let's get the easy ones out there so that we know that they're in there.
R301 is in there. If I had to pick between the car or the alternator, I actually might lean alternator, just for the ease of the shot.
I think that's fine. I actually think the 99's above both of those.
Okay. I don't know. I'm kind of confused. It's hard for me right now because I'm trying to think.
My issue of the alternator, if you're going to tell me the choice between, and all these guns are good at hip fire, right?
Yes.
If you're going to tell me the choice between the alternator, the R99, because these are the three guns that are all so close together, and all three subs, all three run same ammo types, things like that, which I think is something to take into account for the car. I think that's a big bonus to it. And all of them use the exact same attachments. I think that in a fight, you're probably going to take the 99 over the car because recoil is much easier to control.
I would take the car over the 99. I would take the car over the 99. I might take the alternator over the car just for ease.
Kyle, where do you have the 99?
99's an A tier.
I think the 99's A tier.
I'm super biased though because I love the 99.
I love the 99, but I also think like the 99 is the only gun in the game that actually feels like a mini 301.
I have it in the B because I think my issue with my list, or not really my issue, just the way I thought of it, was getting the gun clean off drop and how easily available it is to use.
The R99 off drop is probably one of the best guns off drop in my opinion.
I disagree.
I don't disagree. I actually think it's really good. I think the alternator off drop is better than the 99 off drop.
Yeah.
But I think the 99 at its highest tier is
at its highest tier. There's no question.
The R99
is better. I'm thinking of
So you're telling me. So
I think
I drop, I get a 99. Somebody else gets an alternator.
I think
the guy with the alternator wins.
Are you assuming that you're hitting every shot?
No, I'm really good with the R99. I mean, I think.
Let me put it this way: I think that he's going to put more damage on you consistently,
and you might run out of ammo first.
That's true.
I think that, and if you said both have white mags, I think you take it. If you say they're base mags, you're probably going to lose to that.
You usually get like one stack of ammo usually when you drop.
Yeah,
I'm going to say alternator on that, but at the high end, I would say definitely the.
But if I already have, so like not off drop, if I just have an R99, the other guy has an alternator.
There's a few other factors, but if you both are hitting the same amount of shots, or like you have it, I mean, there's a lot that goes into the weapon thing. But if you're at the same skill level and it's in an open playing field, I would say the R99 wins.
I mean, like it's virtually straight up. It puts out far more damage. I think the 99 overall is the better gun out of the two of them. And I think because of the recoil and they all using the same attachment, same everything, I think it's better than the car as well.
I'm going to say we move the alternator down to the B.
Okay.
We keep the car in A, and then we have to figure out what we're going to do with the R99 versus the car.
Goes A.
Okay.
I think it's A. Without its stats and its ability to be used. It's one of those guns where even though what was the gun we said?
I love its ceiling. I love its ceiling. I don't love its floor.
It's literally 0.2
I feel like that's the same thing
away
as
from killing the same time as the car, and that has better recoil.
But see, this is what I was afraid of with the numbers thing. Is like when you just look at the numbers, you forget about all the other factors of it.
Yeah, but I can
I'm trying to take
the
that
R99 recoil.
I'm trying to take that into account too. When I look at it, and if we're talking about the car being in there, and let's be real, the car's not an easy gun to use.
No.
So the worst case scenario for the car is you're missing half your clip and it doesn't do shit. Worst case for the R99, you're missing half your clip and it doesn't do shit. They're both so close together in parity. I'm okay with saying both are A tier.
I would say I would be fine with that. I just don't love the R99's floor. That's my only thing because even with the car, you also have the ability to swap ammo types, which has been so huge in so many early game fights for me.
True.
The floor of it is so much higher. That's my only issue with the R99 is the floor.
Is the ammo on it. And it's not really
the ammo off drop. And then like I've never really cared for its iron sight when you don't have the skin that you have to buy or
you mean the circle fucking ugly one?
That one is one of the worst iron sights.
Really bad iron sight.
It's so bad.
It's really bad iron sight. I'll give that to it.
Yeah,
I forget how bad that is.
I'll say it's. I'll have it in A. But I do, like I said, I just don't love its floor. There's a lot of things like kind of iffy about it, and I think we get used to it because we played the game for so long. But I think if we had our minds refreshed, we had the fucking Men in Black thing shining in our face, and we picked it up, we'd be like, this gun is difficult. Whereas the car, I feel like you'd get a little bit more acquainted with because you have different ammo type options. It's easier to use off drop. The iron sight is drastically better.
Just a regular one.
Yeah, just the regular iron sight is drastically better. So that's where I'm at. That's where my head is. So I don't want you guys to think I'm just hating on the R99. It's just like I'm trying to think of it in the most simplest form.
So
I
that's where
knew
I'm at.
I knew that I was biased going into it. That's why I said like I'm kind of biased, but I think the R99's
We'll throw it in. We'll throw it in there.
Yeah.
We'll throw it in there.
So jumping into another one, and I feel like we just have to throw this in the A tier because it excels so much in one direction. Is the Kraber? We didn't
yes,
mention
I have the
We
Kraber.
already had the Kraber in there.
Yeah,
Okay.
I got the Kraber
No,
in there.
We never officially like stated
What
it was in
about
there.
what about the Wingman?
I have
think-
it in the next tier.
I think the
You have it
wingman's
in-
in there. The consistency it brings,
In
off
A?
drop, yeah. It
Do you have it in?
as much
I have
as
it in B.
as much as it annoys me. If I take away the bias of how much it annoys me, I think the consistency of it is just so valuable.
It's definitely
and
an
its
A
sight
tier.
is not horrible. You can use it with an iron sight very efficiently.
It's the only gun you can 3-shot kill somebody with.
That's like, I mean, not the only gun. There's a lot of guns that can 3-shot kill somebody.
well in quick succession.
But it's the only close range gun. If you can hit your shot, you're consistently going to do it. It's also a very high skill gun,
Yeah, but-
which is another thing. But I also like that's the thing with a lot of these A tier guns is if you don't hit your shot, they're all bad.
Well,
except for the 301.
even this though, like say you're a new player and you're shitty, and you pick up a Wingman and you hit one shot. 45 damage is nothing to laugh at.
It's nothing to laugh
No.
at, but I also don't think like it's one of those guns where you can hit that first shot and you think you can kill a guy, and then all of a sudden it's like it's
It's
turned
just-
on you real fast.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
all of a sudden.
I think people don't use the hip fire on that gun enough.
No,
that hip fire is
definitely-
really good.
If you're a controller player, you really need to like
Start
focus
using-
and start figuring out how to use the hip fire on
yeah,
it.
Yeah.
Because
that's something that's very big up close.
and if you're a controller player, like to be honest, if you're struggling, you need to try and learn this gun because this is one of the last guns for controller players to use where it's like a drastic like
You have an
uptick.
advantage.
Yeah, you
Difference.
have the advantage on
Yeah.
it, which I think is why it shouldn't be on the ground. I think it should be in the replicator, but that's a discussion for another time.
Yeah,
But if you guys want to put it A, it's fine. I kind of fucking hate that gun.
I hate-
and
I know you
but
hate
if you
it.
take out the bias from that, I think it's up there.
even I still kind of have it B.
I would have A.
Because I think attachments go into this one way
No.
more
I
than
don't-
others.
I mean,
The
it's
base
a
wingman's
6-round shot. That's
yeah, but
you can essentially 3-tap somebody. You can kill over half a squad. By then, you should have enough. Not
to
many
get
times.
3 headshots in a row is
That's
crazy.
crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy. But
So I would say
it's got a pretty quick reload.
but it's
got,
a good
I-
first knock gun though.
The other thing is you're never really worried about ammo off rip when you get this gun.
yeah, the
That's-
ammo thing is good. That's I mean that's all right.
Yeah.
I just see it with the ones I have in my B. I would say that's where I'd put it.
That's-
This is also how I'd pick them up too. Is partly how I did my list. Is like how I would pick them up if I had just dropped or
I'm gonna go.
started a game.
I'm gonna say Wingman is definitely A though.
Okay.
Okay. I'm with Kyle on that one. And honestly, if that's the last A tier I have one more, but if we're barely getting the wingman in there, I don't think this
What
gun's
is
making
it?
The Rampage.
No.
No.
And honestly, Rampage charged up, A tier.
yeah.
Rampage not charged.
Come
Terrible.
gate on the right of my house.
Terrible. Okay.
Yeah.
So, all right. So A tier, we got that thing figured out. Let's move on to the B tier. Let's start off with this bad boy. Let's get the easy ones out of the way. Let's start with the Hemlock. Hemlock B tier.
No.
What?
No.
Hemlock?
No.
I could put the Hemlock in the B tier.
Here's my thing is
I fucking hate the Hemlock. I only
I
did
think
this for
it's-
you.
I think it's reliably like a reliable secondary gun. Like you run it as a primary, but it really is it's there to fill the secondary role. You're not running a Hemlock without having a gun like a PK or something like that on the back end or a wingman to help cover its flaws.
Well,
What?
you're already doing that though
Yeah.
with every gun.
Okay, any gun beneath this, yes. You don't have to run those guns though with some of the other guns that I think
really
belong in
am.
the B tier.
I'm surprised. I really thought we were all gonna be like, all right, yeah, Hemlock. It's
I-
just good enough.
No, I'd be the Hemlock's fine in here.
I think the Hemlock perfectly fits.
I think
right
we're
here.
gonna have some very differentiating opinions.
Okay,
starting
well,
this
let's try
tier.
to move to the next one then. The
Okay,
Prowler.
So, well, hold on. I'm outvoted on the Hemlock, so
That's fine.
The Prowler?
If you don't have the Prowler in B
I
tier,
don't
bro,
have the Prowler.
Brian, come on, Brian.
Bro, there's no
You're
range.
fucking
It's a
kid-
liability.
What do you
That's why
mean
it's
it's
the
a
B
range?
tier.
Prowler is a liability
You
at
can't
range.
use the Prowler at range.
Bro, I'm talking like, listen, dude. I feel like we have different ideas of what range is. How far is range for you?
Brian, I'm always in people's fucking faces.
First of
You're
all,
always
Brian,
10 miles back, Brian.
Brian.
That's why you
Brian,
think
we're not using a fucking sniper rifle, okay?
No.
Wait, so you have it in reliable specialty weapon?
I do. It's a very reliable specialty weapon.
That's a primary gun.
I think that's the best reliable specialty weapon there is.
The Prowler is a primary weapon.
The Prowler is a primary weapon.
I think it's very good.
Is it because the burst?
The burst is part of it. I think if it had the select fire still, I think that makes it a lot better at range. Being able to put it on full auto. That burst, I think the fact that it's stuck on burst really hurts it.
Maybe you're thinking back to the days when it did have the select fire. Maybe that's like in your mind. You're like, this would be so much better with it.
Let me get this straight. It is amazing hip fire. It is amazing up close quarters. I probably take this, and there's not many guns I take over it. There really isn't
many guns. Then it should
be
in the B.
Yeah, it's
but
a B.
If you take it to a mid range, you have to have some practice with it. Let's be real. If you have mid range, it's doable, but you have to have practice with it.
If we're talking,
when I say mid range, I'm talking AR range. That's mid range to me. Is AR.
Yeah.
If I'm taking it to marksman range or further, it's a liability. It's just a
flat out
liability.
Thing for the 99.
99, I can hit my shots pretty fucking far.
And same can people do with the Prowler.
Yeah.
Well, I'm saying it takes more work to do so. And again, the lack of a barrel on it, I think, is a huge thing. I really think that this is a very reliable, and I'm talking the best reliable specialty gun there is.
I see where you're coming.
I'm telling you,
the R99 and the Prowler are like cousins.
Yeah.
They're so close to each other. They probably visit each other every weekend. They probably go to church together. That's how close they are. That's how close the R99 and the Prowler are.
All right, I'm going to throw one into the beer tier.
Or are you going to throw one in the ring? Are we going to roast you for this one?
The Mozambique.
Oh, fuck. That's a take. That's a take.
I'm going to tell you right now, the Mozambique's the second best shotgun in the game.
That's
I don't give a fuck what anybody has to say.
We got ourselves a take quake
it's
here.
It's the best one other than the PK.
Okay,
Good God.
In the B tier, I have the triple take. I'm glossing over what Kyle said. We're not acknowledging.
Whoa. Why wouldn't we acknowledge that?
I would say what Kyle said is less controversial than what you said with the Prowler. I'm being dead serious because what you surprised me. Now the Hemlock threw me off guard. I was like, but I see it.
Like
Prowler. And Kyle's take.
Mozambique's second best shotgun.
It has one of the best hop ups in the game.
It's not better than the Mastiff.
Yeah, it is.
It's not better
by
than
far.
Mozambique's not better.
The Mozambique,
yes, it is.
I think it is
More consistent. It's automatic,
and it has one of the best hop ups.
And you can get a hop up that literally rips people.
Hop ups matter in these tiers because they're low, and it's like anything that you can get to make it just slightly better. What does the Mastiff have? Dual shell. Decent.
But the thing is, you don't have to fully. No, you don't have to fully reload the Mastiff.
You still got to reload 3 times.
Yeah, 3 times, but you only have to reload once
to get 2
shots.
Get
2 shots off, and that's actually a big difference mid-fight.
Yes,
1 click, 2 shots, fire off 2.
Yeah, but the Mozambique reloads really fast, and you get 6, and them motherfuckers hit for 45 each rather than hitting for 11.
It also has
60.
a cooler name. It has a cooler name. I'm just going to say it right now. Mozambique is a cooler name than Mastiff.
Okay, that's fair. I still think the Mastiff at close range, dude, where that Mastiff shines, it is really fucking.
But
good.
Also, I want to throw this out. Mozambique's one of the best shotguns at range.
It is.
It is.
It is. There's an argument that it might, with the hammer points, might be better than the Peacekeeper at range
with that attachment.
But
also, it's got to be better than the Mastiff at range.
It is.
It is, but I think it's significantly worse up close.
No,
but it shoots way fucking faster.
It does shoot faster.
In the time that you can shoot 2 Mastiff shots, I can shoot 4 Mozambique shots.
I doubt that it's double. You might be able to get 3 off.
Yeah, but that's 45 apiece. I'm hitting you for 120. You're hitting me for
how much does a Mastiff hit? How much does if he's going to do that? How much does a Mastiff?
We're going to the tape. What do you want? TTK?
TTK.
DPS?
Yep. TTK. Time to kill. Mastiff and where's the Mastiff?
The Mastiff is below the Mastiff.
Yeah. Hold on.
Mozambique is higher than the Mastiff.
You know what else is higher than the Mozambique?
The EVA 8. But fuck that gun.
Okay, so now let's go over and what's the damage per second? DPS is a thing too.
Okay, let's go DPS. The Mozambique is above the Mastiff Bumble.
I lost.
Let's go. Mozambique. Hey, just because I won that, Mozambique goes in the B tier.
I
Brian,
still don't agree with that.
Brian, let me just say, I was going to disagree with Kyle too, and we were both going to win, but because he just got that off, we have to let him. We have to let him win.
You got to let him get in the
we
B
have to let
tier.
Kyle win?
Mozambique gets in the B tier.
Yeah, we'll let
Come
him.
on.
All right.
He can win this
There's
one.
can we put an asterisk next to it?
It's
an
an
asterisk.
asterisk. Put the asterisk.
Fuck
Put the
you.
asterisk.
There's no
Yeah,
asterisk.
no. Put the asterisk, Brian.
Fuck you.
Don't listen to him. Put the asterisk. Okay, so Rampage B tier.
Definitely.
Yeah, Rampage B tier.
And that should do it, right? Anything else?
Brian-
Oh, you had the triple
Brian
take.
said he wanted to put the triple take.
You had the triple
I
take.
said the triple take.
I had the triple take in here at first, but I really think it's more of a good secondary.
Yeah, I
I
said
think
reliable specialty.
I think it's really good with the kinetic. The kinetic helped it a lot at close range. And I'm talking about the reload. The reload on the kinetic for the triple take in specific at close range is actually really strong.
Well, yeah, and you
'Cause-
can use it kind of like a pseudo shotgun.
And you don't aim with it whatsoever. It's all hip fire. You never have to reload it, and it's putting out 20 to 60 shot damage per shot. I would argue that's better than some shotguns.
Kyle,
I think it's there, especially with that really high end versatility. How oppressive has a triple take shooting at you guys from a long range been? I'm talking long range.
Yeah.
There's not many guns in this game that make you feel like, fuck, I can't even look out right
Yeah.
now, except for the triple take.
Yeah.
And a Kraber.
Because I watched Brian lose so hard with the Mozambique take, I'll let him have this one. He's good.
Okay,
Triple
triple
take
take.
is in the B tier.
Triple
I
take gets in the
can't
B tier.
believe Kyle literally argued.
I
to
can't
the
believe he
death.
got that.
And
I
he
can't
got
believe
it.
he got that.
Mozambique superiority, baby.
Another gun that I think belongs in the B tier
Oh no.
is the G7 Scout.
No.
I think
I
listen,
draw the line there. No.
Are we talking about this season's
This-
G7 Scout?
Yeah, the G7 Scout right now, 34 damage per shot.
Maybe the season
The
3
re-
G7 Scout.
Well,
that was probably
this
S
is
tier.
actually pretty much the same G7 Scout. The only difference is now Red Shield is in the game.
And also now it's the availability is limited.
Availability is
drastically.
limited, but
And also there's
Let me put it this way.
weapons that do what it does better.
yes, there are, but they're listed above this.
Well, I mean,
They're listed above this. Like the
I take
difference.
a 30-30.
Kyle, I'll
over
let you
I don't
decide
think
this
you
one
take
because I'm
this
too
one.
biased on this.
I don't think you take the 30-30 over, and the reason being is I get the 30-30 now with the attachment. The shatter caps helps a lot.
Yes.
G7 still faster rate of fire.
Yes.
You don't hip fire with it. You never hip fire with the G7. Just understand that that's part of the G7.
I thought that was the part that was good about the G7.
No,
was
that's
that
the-
you could hip fire.
No, you don't hip fire with the G7. Hell no. If you're hip firing with G7, you're fucking up somewhere.
That makes me feel like it's out.
No, you.
Wait, no. Like,
No, you'll miss. Like if you're hip firing with the G7, you don't understand the G7. You're not playing the G7.
You get no
properly.
bitches if you hip fire with the G7.
I've hip fire with the
Kyle.
G7 all the time.
Kyle, how
get
many
zero
how many
hoes.
times do you miss hip firing with the G7? You
Not
waste
very
like,
often. It's on the dot.
No, but you're probably after the first hit, you're probably missing like half your clip.
I missed maybe 1 or 2
No.
bullets. But
I never
like,
missed,
I'm
but
The
that's
thing
just
is,
me.
it only takes you 3 at that point to kill somebody. And honestly, G7, if you're hip firing it, you better be barrel stuffing them.
Kyle,
Not
you-
long
you
range,
pick.
I'm
not
not
short
I'm not putting
range.
in B tier.
Bro, it's you guys have no respect.
It's a fucking
You guys have
paperweight. I'm
no,
sorry.
It's
if I,
not. It's fuck you guys. Listen,
The
dude.
G7 is the crypto of weapons.
Listen, dude. I will take the G7 and shit on just about anybody.
Oh
Brian,
my
Brian,
God,
listen,
Brian.
listen. I know I'm not alone in this because every single time I go up to a crate and there's a gun left in it,
It's always the
the
G7.
And guess what? I take that G7 and I go and win the fucking game with it. Okay.
No.
How much killing were you doing with it?
Every final fight, I was well into it, and every like.
I don't know. The longer we
I
go
was
on with,
well
this,
into
with
it.
this narrative,
Listen, I do get
unless I
killed.
believe-
This guy also hasn't died to a Horizon in 2 seasons.
No, yeah,
So,
definitely.
I don't see good horizons, dude. I don't.
I don't know
Kyle,
how you don't
and
find
me,
him.
we played against a horizon the other night,
Well,
and
she
like,
was dog shit.
bro, she threw ult right on me. I just shot it and killed it. She threw ult at you later in that fight, and you go, I can't. There's an ult. I'm like, bro, just turn and shoot it. It's gonna go away before they can do anything.
Okay, so Kyle, you say no.
No.
I'm gonna
fucking hate you
also
guys.
say
I
no.
fucking hate
I'm
you
also-
guys.
but it will be a reliable specialty weapon,
It
Brian.
is a reliable
Not for
special.
me, but for maybe for you guys.
No,
All right, let's move on. That's the B tier, Brian. What's that B tier again?
Did the Hemlock? Yeah, Hemlock. I got
Hemlock
outvoted.
made it.
So
Hemlock
alternator, triple take, Hemlock, Prowler, Mozam, and Rampage.
And
Let's
that's
go. There's a
That's it.
Mozam, baby.
You won that fight, Kyle. All right, let's
Fuck
move
me,
on
you.
to the reliable specialties. At the top of the list, I think we should all say the RE45.
What?
Pretty reliable.
Yeah.
Pretty reliable weapon.
Reliable? What the? No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, no, I was like, Brian, you can't be serious.
I was like, Brian, please don't. I would also say a reliable specialty is the Sentinel.
Yes.
What do we think?
It's like a shotgun sniper.
I honestly wouldn't have been mad if you guys put this in the higher tier.
Oh, yeah.
Because
Yeah,
I think
Sentinel?
that when it's charged up, it's just
very
phenomenal.
good. It's very good. We have the triple take in B tier, right?
Mm-hmm.
We move that up
Yeah,
there.
triple takes in B tier.
I put the longbow in reliable specialties.
I think so.
Same, yeah.
It's
Same.
so good at what it does.
Dude, and it has one of the best iron sights. It's one of those guns where if you drop on it early game, it's not a
You're-
death sentence.
Yeah.
Yeah, too bad
You
it's
can
in the
survive
replicator
that.
now.
I know, yeah, but back in the day, like if you
Yeah.
were able to drop on it, it wasn't like I'm dead. You could
I-
actually do some damage with it.
I think the 30-30 goes in here.
I have the 30-30.
I have the 30-30 in here.
I have it in
Don't
unreliable.
you fucking dare.
But it's not the gun's fault. I have this
If
weird.
you have the bow in reliable, the 30-30 better be in fucking reliable.
I have the bow. I'm not saying it's the gun. I have this weird thing, and this was like early season Wingman, where it was like you shot the guy, but it was like it wouldn't register. I have a lot of unregistered shots with the 30-30.
That never happens.
I've never had that happen.
I've had that so many times.
I've never
No.
had that happen
It
to me.
had,
Not with the
like-
30-30.
You
And
gotta be
I don't
bad
like
luck,
the 30-30.
brother.
I'm not a 30-30 fan by any means. I don't. Personally, I can't use the
First
gun.
of all, if the bow's in there, the 30-30 has to go.
I don't even think the bow's in there.
Bow's definitely in there.
Bow's-
I don't think the bow's
The
in
bow and the 30-30 are both in reliable.
I'll throw it
I-
in there, but I have this weird thing. It's not the gun. Once again, I like the gun. It's fine. There's just this weird thing where I just get these no regs with the 30-30, and it's very frustrating, and it reminds me of early season Wingman. I had the same thing where it was like you hear the sound, but it doesn't.
Oh, where it like
doesn't-
hits the shield.
Yeah,
and
like
you're like
you don't see the damage. Like you hear the sound. It only happens to me with the 30-30. And early game, early Apex, the same thing used to happen to me with the Wingman. So that's my only thing. It's not the gun because the attachments are great. I love the fact that it can get a sniper stock now. I think that's very useful
Definitely.
for
That's
it.
huge for it.
Very huge. It doesn't get a barrel stabilizer, right?
No.
Yeah, it doesn't
No,
get a
there's
barrel,
no barrel for
but
it.
it does have the shatter caps. I think both guns with the shatter caps are very good.
Yeah.
So I mean that's
If-
enough to put it in
Okay,
there.
so if the 30-30 and the bow check are in there, G7's in here.
Once
Yeah.
again, this is up to Kyle because
Definitely.
I have the G7 in an entirely different
Yeah, no,
category.
G7 could definitely go in here.
Okay.
And also, are we going to say Mastiff?
I
think
put it in there.
I actually had the Mastiff up in the B tier, but I know you guys were going to fight me on that.
No,
So
it's
I
not the
hate
B2.
I hate the Mastiff, but I'll put it in reliable just because it's a shotgun that can do damage, and all it takes is that one shot to hit,
Pretty much.
and then you
It-
can turn the tables.
yeah, and odds are if you're taking a Mastiff into a fight at close range, realistically you are probably it's your secondary gun. You're probably going to out DPS them if you have to switch to that Mastiff.
yes,
Unless
okay.
you're a Gibraltar. Like,
So reliable specialties. There we go. Eva 8, I think, leads the unreliable specialty
no,
weapons.
there's a whole nother tier for Eve.
Oh, you have one? You have a shitty
yeah.
tier for Eva 8?
Oh, yeah.
I do actually have it in a second tier as well.
I have a whole nother tier.
I have it in the unreliable. I actually don't, and I've said this. EVA 8 puts out damage. It's automatic. It puts out damage. I think it was once better than it is now by a long shot,
Yeah.
but it's not.
No. It was better 2 seasons ago.
Yeah, it was better than it is now by a long shot.
Oh, I thought you said it's better than it was
no,
now.
it was better than it is.
Yeah, okay. I was
Other
like,
way,
wait,
other way.
what?
I phrased that weird. You're
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
No, I don't think that this is a gun. If you pick it up off rip, I don't think you're dead from picking it up. I think that there is some basis to this gun, and that it has its place in the game. I think it's probably the worst shotgun still, but it's still high burst damage. I think that's something to be said about this game. Is just in general, high burst damage is very valuable in this game.
So I'm going to throw something out there. What I always look for in a shotgun, and this goes in every FPS game or any game with guns in general, is I want the shotgun with the furthest range because that shotgun's going to be able to do more for me in the long run. It doesn't matter if it does less damage or whatever
Up close.
up close. If it does more, if it does like a significant amount at certain ranges.
I'm a huge fan of that. I agree with that.
Yeah, the EVA 8 has no range. If they're like more than 5 feet away from you, it hits for like a 7.
Every other
No, but
shotgun in the tier, like in the section, has some range to
Yeah.
it.
But if you are within that range of the EVA 8, it is a good gun, and it does shoot very fast when you get that purple mag on it. It does unload.
Purple
So- Or bolt, shotgun
purple
bolt.
bolt. Yeah.
Even the blue, it's pretty good. You do have to have a bolt for it,
It's one of my least favorite guns to pick up off drop.
but it's still. I think if you have it, it's one of the few guns because of the high burst damage, the amount of ammo that you get off drop with it. There's a chance that you can actually kill a squad with it with what you get.
I don't think you can kill a squad if you drop because
Unless
you
you're,
only
like,
get
in
the
their
extra
grill.
stack.
If
Like,
you have, again, it's situational. If you're at range at all, anything like that, you're hurting quite a bit from it. You don't really aim with the EVA. You kind of hip fire the entire time.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's another thing. I think it really suffers from missing a hop up, which is the double tap. It misses that double tap because double tap the second shot gave it range.
yeah.
I think that's a huge thing.
Okay, so EVA 8, we have it in unreliable. I think it sucks. The P2020, man, like it can be very good. It's just off drop. Its floor is so low.
Oh, man.
Its flow is it's so low.
The thing is, it puts out fucking damage.
Yeah, but
the EVA 8 actually, or not the EVA 8, the P2020 actually puts out a fuck ton of damage, but it's so much little incremental damage
Yeah.
that it's actually bad.
It sucks for it.
100%.
And when you get the hammer, it does have one of the best hop ups in the game. But
Yeah.
once again, when you're relying on an attachment, especially off drop,
And a purple one.
if somebody has literally any other gun in these tiers above it, you're fucked with that gun.
Pretty much.
And then my last one that I had, I don't know if you guys will agree, but I talked to Kyle about this earlier. I have the Devotion, not because of its ceiling, because of
Hellstar?
its floor. No, the Devotion.
Devotion. I think the Devotion.
So the
there.
floor is so fucking low because you usually only get that one stack of ammo, and you have to really hope that you use it at the right time.
Basically, the only times that I kill somebody with a Devotion op rip is when they misplay.
Yeah, that's
You're
the
betting on
only way.
them misplaying. You have to and I get there's something to be said about having to outplay someone and you can. Great, that means you're a good player. That doesn't mean the gun is good.
Yeah, so it does have a very high ceiling, but once again, it needs a lot of attachments. It doesn't just need the turbocharger; it also needs the barrel stabilizer,
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah, barrels needed.
And the mag is very close as well. You get that thing off drop, you are going to knock one guy for sure if you're able to time it right, and then you're basically left with no ammo.
You might get lucky
I
and knock a second
So
guy.
I've been using the Devotion since season 3 or whatever, and I can honestly say that I'm a little biased because I think the Devotion's good, but the Devotion is shitty off drop.
Off drop, it's one of the worst guns you can get.
Okay, let's get this out there. Ceiling Devotion, arguably the highest in the game.
Yes.
But
Could
to
be.
get it to that ceiling
takes so
is
much
so much effort
And
to go
there's so
into it that
many
it's actually not
shitty-
worth it.
And there's so many other guns now. Like back in the day, the turbocharger wasn't hard to find because it was, there wasn't that many guns.
There was only 2 gold hop-ups, and one of them at the very beginning didn't even used to be gold. It was purple.
Yeah,
and that's Skull Piercer.
That's a skull piercer.
Yeah.
So it wasn't rare for you to get a turbocharger. If you don't have a turbocharger by Circle 2, you're not going to get one.
You're never gonna find
find it. You may every once in a blue moon, but that's that. So that rounds out my unreliable specials.
I have one more that I think needs to be in there, and
If it's the charge rifle, I have it in the
No.
fuck you bitch tier.
No,
we have
no.
a fuck you bitch tier.
yeah,
coming up.
yeah. No, it's the L-Star.
I have that in the fuck you bitch tier.
So it's L-Star ever since the slight nerfs to it. It was just enough, and it's still like let's be real. If it's in the fuck you bitch tier, it's a decent gun.
It's a decent gun. It's just,
but it's just annoying as fuck.
it's so annoying.
And L-Star is one of those. I think the biggest drawback to the L-Star is how much of a fucking muzzle flash there is
Oh, dude.
on it. That's the worst part of the L-Star, and the recoil is not.
It's dog shit.
The recoil is horrible.
It's
But-
just bad.
But it's still a good gun.
It's
It
bad
is-
to lose to it. It's bad to get it off drop. It's like you can you win fights with it? Yes. Are you dropping it immediately after you win that fight? Yes. It doesn't matter what gun is in the other crate. You could have a fucking G7 Scout and I'd pick it up, bro. So
I would fucking hope so.
yeah. That's the only other gun. Anyway, but I agree with you.
I actually agree
put
that
it
the
low.
All-Stars actually in this tier. Yeah.
I put it lower than that. I just put it in the fuck you bitch tier. That's just so I agree with you both. I just put it in the lower.
Again, I'm not mad if it's in the fuck you bitch tier.
Yeah.
It's in the fuck you bitch tier.
There,
I'll
there
swap.
we go,
I'll swap.
There we go. Okay.
Speaking of the fuck you bitch tier,
the fuck you bitch tier. Now there are some weapons that I've already said or that we've already placed in here. But there's also one that we have not talked about at all, and I think it's because we all collectively agree that the charge rifle is a fuck you bitch weapon.
Yes.
It doesn't matter if it's early game. It doesn't matter if it's late game. The rage-inducing violence that happens to me when somebody's shooting a charge rifle at me, it sends me into a fit of rage. It gives me, what was it, season 2 or 3 where it came out? I think it was 3, right? Dude, when it had all of those extra things that, oh my fuck. Fuck that gun, fuck the charge rifle. I'm watching, like, Imperial Hal talks so much shit about controller players, and he's sitting over there every ALGS with a charge rifle. Shut up.
Yeah, dude. If like the thing that I hate the most is you're like 2 cities away, and there's some fucker with a charge rifle with an 8x scope fucking shooting you. Nothing is more rage-inducing when you're in a fight with another squad and some jackass with a fucking charge rifle is like 2 cities over, like, oh, I'm going to get a free kill. Me.
Every single time, dude. It always comes out at the worst times, too. It's like, you know Train Yard in World's Edge, and then you know that giant tower that you can go up to in the middle of the open? It's always when you're running across there fighting some other team in that tower, somebody's shooting at you from afar with the charge rifle, probably beating off in one hand, shooting with the other.
I mean, that's all they need is one hand.
That's all they need. You don't need anything else. Yeah. It's literally fuck that gun.
Fuck that gun.
Fuck you, bitch tier. I also have the wingman. I just fucking hate the wingman. I just fuck that gun. I hate it. And then the L-Star in the fuck you bitch tier.
The EVA 8's definitely in the fuck you bitch tier.
Yeah, the fuck you bitch tier. This one's exclusive to you. However you feel, you put it in there. That my fuck you bitch tier. Charge wing L-Star.
Okay, if it's exclusive to you,
yes.
Kraber.
You don't like the Kraber?
Bro, I fucking hate the Kraber.
The Kraber is like Brian's worst enemy.
The funniest thing about the Kraber is like Brian, when he plays Valorant, is like the most confident opper of all time, and he hits all the shots. Anytime you're expecting Brian to hit a shot, you'll see his name pop up, and you'll be like, he got it. And you know that is coming. But then when it comes to Apex, it's like he's just fucking, it's like a cartoon where he's shooting the outline of the person and never actually hits
not
them.
even, see, I've gotten to the point now, I've played with the Kraber enough and finally got it enough to where I had practice. I now hit my shots, but I only hit them for 145, and I suck so much dick with it up close that it's fucking horrible.
Yeah, I don't think it's just you. I think it's many people.
There's many.
I cannot effectively use the Kraber to the level that the people who are playing against me with the Kraber can, and I fucking hate it.
There's nothing more demoralizing, too, than shooting an entire clip and not hitting one shot, which happens to the best of people. Like it's like it makes you rethink your entire skill level. You're like, am I really even good at this game? And it's always like the Kraber is one of those guns where it can give you the utmost confidence, and then it can also shatter you in like 5 seconds.
Also the gun that, because everybody in this game at this point has been fucked over by a Kraber, you don't actually have to hit somebody to do something. All you have to do is shoot it in their direction, and they immediately, everyone goes into hiding, because it's if you get one lucky shot, and that's what the thing, all they have to do is get one lucky shot, and we lose this game.
Yeah, I mean, I remember like one time, it was a long time ago, I was playing a tournament with Kyle, and I don't remember who the other guy was, and it was final squad, and like
who was that?
Oh fuck, sorry, Chris.
Chris, I forgot you were here.
Yeah,
bad,
Chris was
coolest name tier. Mozambique is definitely in there.
Fire.
I would say I love the name the Flatline, just because you think of what a flatline is, where it's just the heart.
Yeah.
It's badass.
Spitfire.
Spitfire is so sick. So sick. I don't really think there's that many other good ones. Maybe like
I think the Devotion's a sick name.
Prowler.
Yeah.
Prowler.
Peacekeeper.
Peacekeeper is like a cool Western name.
Yeah.
What is the worst name? Tier of worst.
P2020.
Well, you can change it to P Daddy Daddy, which I like.
Yeah, that's an improvement. EVA 8.
EVA 8 is just, it is such a bad fucking name. That's one of the worst names.
I actually feel like L-Star's actually kind of a cool name.
It is. And then you pick it up and you're like, fuck
wow,
this
is dog shit.
You know what's surprisingly kind of a bad name?
What?
The R301.
You know what's a good name? The Rampage.
Yeah, we said Rampage.
Rampage.
Yeah,
Did you?
Rampage was a good Rampage.
The
was a good one.
R301 is a shitty name.
It's
though.
just a kind of a dick name. I wish it. Like, it's such a good, solid gun. I wish it had like an awesome sick name, like the Joker or something.
That would be sick.
Yeah, that'd be dope. I also have the better off throwing it at the enemy tier.
Fuck
That's
you.
a G7 Scout. You might as well just throw it at them. Maybe they offer that option. You get like 10 damage, and then if you're a Pathfinder, you can grapple it back in your hand, throw it back at him again. You'd see some pro be able to pull off a full kill with that.
I'm literally just picturing like from CS:GO where like they throw the gun out.
Yeah, you're just throwing it at them. Weird irrational hatred for. Is there a gun that you guys have a weird irrational hatred for?
I pretty much put that in the fuck you bitch tier.
Okay. I have a weird irrational hatred for the R301. It's one of my hottest yet coldest guns of all time. I just can't seem to use it. Plus, with the flatline being there, it's like you might as well just pick up a gun that you don't have a hatred for. I don't know why. I just have this weird irrational hatred for the R301. You know what I'm thinking about? A lot of people are going to be mad we didn't put it in the S tier.
What?
The R301.
The 301.
I think I see a lot of people use that gun.
It's a really good gun.
It's
the best all around gun in this game. But even though it's really good at just about everything, it's just not at. If I have a choice between 301 and a Volt, I'm taking the Volt. If I have a choice between 301 and a Spitfire, I'm taking a Spitfire. If I have a choice between a 301 and a flatline, I'd probably take the flatline.
Okay. Yeah.
And
that's a good. That's
it just
a good
doesn't have the
explanation.
It doesn't have that oomph at the end. That's what it's missing. Just one damage up on the damage, and it's fucking reigning king.
Yeah.
But it's right there.
I would say biggest glow up tier. Biggest gun that's gone through the glow up.
RE45.
The RE. I would say the Mozambique. I would
Yes.
also say the 3030. I think when it started, it was so shitty.
It was dog shit.
It was so bad, and now it's kind of gone through this
You
transformation.
remember how much I hated the 30?
Yeah, you used to despise that fucking gun. Best iron sights tier.
Are we talking about the ones you can't buy? So like,
Just regular
Off
base
rip?
model.
Um,
Longbow.
definitely Longbow.
Car's good. I like the Sentinel.
Spitfire.
Spitfire's really good.
The
I
Volt.
Like
Is the Volt.
the
ones?
Volt is good. It's
Fucking
got the
fire.
dot. I said the Prowler, but people go on and off on that
The
one. Remember the
Prowler-
original iron sight for it? They had to change it.
Yeah, I
remember
know.
they changed
Yeah,
it.
I
I think
remember.
in like season 5.
It was so good. The original one.
Yeah.
Honestly,
yeah.
I really like the triple take iron sight.
The
Triple
alternator.
take is good.
Alternator.
Alternator's like a flat dot.
I don't like that one actually.
You don't like that one?
No, but I'm also really biased because one of the first skins I ever get and
Was
always
RE
get
res?
is the LED res.
Yeah.
That might be why you don't like the flatline either, because they're both kind of similar.
Triple take.
Yeah, he said triple take.
Yeah.
Worst iron sight tier, G7 Scout.
L
Yeah.
star.
Dude, the G7 Scout's iron sight, it doesn't make any sense. It makes zero sense.
Yes.
It's one of the worst in any game I've ever played.
G7 is really bad.
L star's bad.
L
L-Star is terrible.
I would say that the
I actually hate the PK iron sights
Yeah,
that you
PK 's
can't buy.
Yes.
PK 's
Those
pretty
ones are
bad.
bad.
The EVA 8 is very similar to the G7.
Yeah, but you're not really using.
You're not using it for that.
but it's still really bad.
But it's
There's
still
a reason you don't use it.
Yeah, it's still ugly.
There's another one that I had, and I can't think of what
Oh, the
it is.
Rampage is a really good iron sight.
I think
Yeah,
Rampage
it
is-
does,
yeah,
because it's just a
Rampage.
dot. They should actually make it shittier. They should give the Rampage, you want a real nerf? Give the Rampage the G7 iron sight. That would be a nerf.
Oh,
that would be a straight up nerf.
that
People
would be
pissed.
the worst.
But that would make it great though, because then people wouldn't use it as much.
That's true.
You
Not
have
off
to
rip.
get a red.
You don't
dot or
have to.
something.
You don't have to touch the numbers respawn. You just take that iron sight.
You just swap
take the iron sight
sights.
and don't take the iron sight and don't make it compatible with the one times like common iron
Oh
sights.
yeah, you can't use that.
Can't
that
use
actually,
those.
Yeah.
That actually is,
People would
might
be so pissed, bro.
livid. You take away their red dot,
People
are
would
Yeah.
rage.
worst iron sights. What's another one?
I think that's pretty much it. The ones where they kind of curve out.
Honestly, 99 is really bad.
The original 99 actually
the
sucks.
OG 99 blows so
and
much.
then the original, the round R99,
Yes.
not the
Not
one on the
the
legendary
pay to
skin,
win
the round
skin.
R99
no,
is
just
just
circle
bad.
one. So.
Other bad ones. I'm just gonna read through the list real fast and see if anything stands out. Hemlock's pretty bad.
The Hemlock
I think
is
it's fine.
weird because it's a dot, but it also has the circle around it, which kind of throws it off a
Yeah,
little
and
bit.
like the reason I don't like it is the same reason I don't like the variable scopes is it does block a little bit of view.
I was actually really hoping that the hemlock skin that they were going to put in the battle pass would just be fucking like 2 lines instead of the circle. Like
it should have been.
I actually hate the bow check.
I would have actually gotten
bow check iron sights.
Yeah, I don't like the bow check.
I
think they're good.
it's bad.
It's the same reason I don't like the other one we just talked about because there's this circle around it. The hemlock. I don't like the circle around it. If it was just the dot, then I'd be fine. But it has the circle, so I don't really care for it.
So I got one. Missing its old hop up. Which guns are missing its old hop up the most?
Well, we can obviously say the disruptor rounds for all those guns, but I would also say the Prowler needs the select fire receiver to be anywhere close to like A or S.
Well, if it back in the day when it had the select fire, it was like competing with the R99.
I say the EVA 8 needs it as well.
Yeah,
the double tap.
EVA 8. I would say the Longbow. If you made the Skull Piercer exclusive to the Longbow, that would be interesting. I would like to see that. Oh, anvil receivers. Anvil receivers would throw the R301 and the...
I never used them really on the 301. I used them on the flatline.
Yeah.
But on 301, I felt like I could shoot faster with the 301 to put out enough damage where the anvils didn't really help.
No, I liked the anvils on the 301 just because it feels like you have a G7 Scout.
Didn't the Havoc get one that made it a sniper?
Yeah, it was select fire.
Select fire.
The select fire, but it wasn't like it wasn't a tap.
Terrible.
It was like you had to charge it and then shoot it, and it was so.
And you're like, oh, this is gonna do way more damage. No,
it did 60 damage, and even if you shot him in the head, it did like 90. I was like, bro, this is dumb.
Yeah, but yeah, I would say the Prowler's at the top of that list.
Is there anything else?
No.
No, I don't think there is on that. I got one last list here, and that is the untapped potential gun, where it is so close to being good, or has the ability to be good, but you have to be so good at it and so high tier with it that it's just not worth it. So the bow check.
I would say the bow. I would say the bow. I love my bow, but you do have to play with it a lot. And I think now that there's other guns involved and there's certain guns in the crate and certain ones on the ground and certain ones in the replicator, I think you could bring the bow back to like a certain level where it, not 100% where it was at when it first dropped. You could bring it somewhere close, and I think it would be like it would kind of take the place of like a sniper rifle.
So I actually have 2 guns that we had argued about prior to this. I'm not going to stay long on them, but I actually say the Car and the Havoc. Very high level guns, but need a lot of practice to get the recoil under control. I think that's one.
The Car more than the Havoc. I think.
Yeah. And if we're not going to put one of those, I would say don't put the Havoc. Mm-hmm. But I think the Car, if you really get that gun down to like a science, that can carry you some wins.
For sure.
Yeah, 100%. All right, boys. Well, I think we've had a great discussion on the gun pyramid. Brian, let's run through the gun pyramid one last time, and then we'll send it on down to the next segment.
Gotcha. So in the S tier, we have the Volt and the Spitfire. That's it.
That's it.
Flat.
That's an S tier.
Easy. S tier. That's
Just
what
two.
it is.
Just
Only 2, not 5.
Not 7.
Not 20.
Not
Shut
9.
the fuck up.
A tier. We have Peacekeeper, Flatline, Havoc, 301, Car, 99, Kraber, and Wingman. That is 8. We have 8 in the A tier. I personally think that some of those don't belong in there, but I got outvoted on them, so they're in there.
Yeah. Well, let's get to the B tier. Was there anything that you got outvoted on that one, or no?
There's a good one.
So there is. B tier, we're getting to it. We have Alternator, Triple Take, Hemlock, Prowler, Rampage, and Mozambique Asterix.
Mozambique, baby. It's in there, baby. I don't give a fuck.
Kyle, I want you to know I only let that happen because you had
He argued it.
Yeah, you had an argument.
I
was
really
I was
good
going to
argument.
send that shit to the basement, but I didn't do it.
No,
for you.
I'm telling you right now, Mozambique's best gun.
And the equivalents of the C tier, but we're calling it the reliable specialty tier.
Mm-hmm.
That would be the RE45, the
Yes.
Sentinel, the Longbow, the 3030, the Bowcheck, the G7, and the Mastiff.
Okay.
All of them really good at what they do, but they're really lacking in one place or another.
Multiple places, probably. They're probably only good at the one thing.
There's a very good chance of that.
Yeah.
And your other gun is something that's above it that can probably in the A's here that can cover it.
Yeah.
I feel like you can match up 2 Bs and be fine.
Yeah.
But if you're matching up the reliable and something, it's got to be A tier or better.
Match up 2 Bs with like their hop ups.
Yeah.
Like a hammer point RE with like a shatter cap bow check.
Or you could do
30-30.
like a alternator because it's the best all around one in that tier. With a, or you can do a rampage. Do a rampage and a Mozam.
There
Like
you go.
that's a great combo.
Yeah.
Yes. And then you got
we got the unreliable specialty, which is the EVA 8, the P2020, and the Devotion. Pretty just flat. These guns suck unless you have literally everything for them, and even then they're probably just mediocre.
Yep.
The fuck you bitch tier is Charge Rifle and the All-Star.
There we go.
That's it.
All right. Well, that should just about do it for the main segment of the week, boys. We're gonna throw it on down to the funeral. Thank you guys for showing up to the services today. Go ahead and take a seat. The funeral will get started pretty soon. Open casket for our beautiful, beautiful Control. We're gonna hit a quick ad and we'll see you on the other side. Is this thing on? Welcome, one and all, to the Control funeral. This is a tough day on all of us here, and I know that this wasn't what we expected or saw coming. I'm sorry. Just so much. Bear with me here, because this is one of the toughest times. I think all of us here are struggling a little bit, but I think what Control would have wanted for us was to remember the good times. It's so funny. I barely knew Control. Was only in my life for just a short amount of time, but every second I spent in Control, I felt like I had had a friend for 10 years. And it's one of those things where you don't realize how good life is and how great things are until they're gone. And that's what Control was. It wasn't perfect either. I remember being on Control and being on Storm Point and trying to go to the B point, and people were up on the top just sniping down at you with a bow check or a sentinel or a longbow, and you would just sit there and look up and just be like, what the heck is this? But that's just what Control was. It was unapologetically itself, and I think we can all here today learn a little bit more about that, and I think we can all take some lessons away. It's a struggle right now, but I think we were all in this room better for having Control in our lives. And I would just like to say thank you for everything. You made me a better person. I'm going to pass this mic off to someone who wants to say some words about Control. Does anyone out there feel like they're in a state of mind where they can speak?
I can do it.
Oh, right over there. Kyle, go ahead.
Control was just came into our lives at such a good time, and just really lit up the room every time they came in, and really brought a smile to everyone's face. Just was a great guy. Was a great mode. I never thought it'd be gone. I have a really funny story about Control. My good buddy Brian, who couldn't make it to the funeral today, on Control, he only got one kill. And me and Control laughed about that all the time.
That was a good one.
It was a good memory. And then, I'm sorry, I can't.
It's okay. It's okay, Kyle. Thank you, Kyle, for saying something. Does anybody else have some words to say before we close this one out?
I can say something.
Chris, yes, here you go. Say a little bit.
Me and Control, I didn't know Control as long as most of you. I only knew him maybe a week. But that week was one of the greatest weeks I've ever had. I farmed so much damage on my bloodhound skin in that mode.
How much did that skin cost you?
Everything. Anyway, I felt I only knew control for about a week, but it felt like I knew control for my entire life. So, thank you, Control, for everything you did for me.
Thank you, Chris. Those were kind words. Those were beautiful. Thank you, everyone, for showing up here today. We are going to continue this remembrance of control at the Chick-fil-A down on Oak and Elm. So make sure if you need to, you have somebody to take you there to finish out the services. Once again, thank you all. We'll miss you, Control. All right, well, boys, that was a great service. I appreciate you guys for speaking. It meant a lot. And in all seriousness, Control, we just had a memorial service for it, but we are also about to shit all over it because there are things that need to be changed in Control, and we know Control is coming back in Season 13. There's no doubt about it. There's like a long list, actually, of things that we can change to make it better. I wouldn't say, like, if they didn't do any of these changes, I don't think it would make this mode useless.
I'd still play it.
You'd still play it because what it does is it alleviates the stress of the BR. The BR is I go in, I die, and everything I just worked for is done. With Control, you don't have that. Control is awesome in that way. Like when we all three of us played BR for like 5 hours during a tournament.
Oh my God.
And then we spent the next 5 hours playing Control. It was just mindless fun.
Yeah.
You got to just run around, do whatever you wanted. And like the wins and losses didn't hurt. It was more just I'm having a good time. Maybe it stung a little bit because you were trying, but other than that, it's not like life-changing or life-threatening.
Yeah. No.
But there are things that I think could make it more competitive and could make it more fun in the overall. And I think number one on all of our lists is spawning on B. There's an issue with spawning on B. I'm not saying they have to completely get rid of it, but there are some other ideas that could help.
I would be a huge fan if they just got rid of it. Just took it out and then they like just made the respawn timer shorter and then they just made it so you could only spawn on either your home base or like the first point that you get. Yeah,
I would be fine with that too. But they would absolutely have to lower the spawn time.
Yeah.
Because if you can't spawn on B, but it would basically just be one wave of team gets B, next wave of other team gets B, then it goes back and forth, and it's like there's no real like strat to that. It's just like once we die, the other team's going to get B.
Some of the runs are pretty far.
Yes.
Well, yeah, but also like then it gives more of a back and forth, like who's going to win the fight, you know, rather than like just stale like I own B and good luck getting B. You're probably gonna have to cap my home base first, then come get B.
Yeah, there's a level of competitive, I guess, to that, but I also think it would just get like kind of boring after a long time because it would just be like, okay, it's just like, well, we're gonna die eventually, then they're gonna get it. It just comes down to how long can we hold it, I guess. I don't know. I guess that could work.
I'd like to see squad spawns, kind of like Battlefield.
Yeah, that would be a good idea. That would be a good idea.
Because you have to stay alive at least to spawn somewhere.
It would also give a reason to, like, if we'll get to full 9-man squads later, but if they don't do that, they need to implement squad spawns because that would just make way more sense.
Well, then you could play more with your friends.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like even when we play that, it's like I'm an individual even though we're playing together.
We don't really see each other.
No.
Like, we never, and then when we do, we don't realize we're seeing each other.
Well, maybe every once in a while we might coordinate an attack to go to A, but other than that, like...
Yeah, but it's like rare, especially because I feel like these games weren't very competitive. Either you were getting your ass beat or you were beating some ass.
There was a couple, but
there was like 2 games that were close for us.
Yeah.
There were we pulled a big comeback and then we had a big comeback pulled on us.
Remember when we lost? It
That
was
one
like
sucked.
99 to
Oh,
200.
my
That
God.
one hurt. That one hurt.
Oh,
That
dude.
one hurt. So yeah, spawning on B, I think another way you could alleviate maybe the spawns on B is if there were extra points. I think there should be 2 extra points out in the open, not inside buildings. Like all the points are inside buildings, right?
Yeah.
Or at least on a platform.
Yeah.
On
Yeah.
Olympus, it's on a platform with cover, lots of cover.
Yeah.
I think if you added in 2 more wide open points, it does a few things for you. Number 1, you could make it like a half point per, like if you had like a thing.
lesser.
It would have to be like something like that. Or maybe like 0.25. So if
Yeah.
you hold it for 4 seconds, you get a full point.
And you get no capture bonus spawns on it.
No. It's essentially like what it could do is you could have maybe even the legendary weapons spawn near there. So it gives you a reason.
And you can spawn there
Yes.
to get them.
And there's a lot of points on these maps that don't really get touched. Like if you think about the waterfall on Olympus, there's no reason to really go up there. You add a point up there, now it adds something.
Yeah.
Or you think about Barometer and you think about the far northern part of it, not where the spire is, but all the way
Opposite.
across. That would be really cool to have something out there.
I think it would be cool if they had one like on the Olympus map where there's one on like where the fountain is, or where the waterfall is.
Mm-hmm.
You have that be a point, and then on the opposite side they add like a
Like a
little
diamond.
area or
Mm-hmm.
something where you have to control that side too.
Yeah. And then then it could get into, you could really strategize because you would probably say the waterfall point is more important.
Because it's
Yeah.
higher.
Because you could snipe across to the other point if you
Yeah.
wanted to. And then that causes like a rift because it's like we could that would also I think introduce better like legend synergy because you could be like we can take this point out in the open if we have, maybe like a rampart.
Or if we have a Gibraltar,
Or if we have a Gibraltar,
Yeah.
drop
Yeah.
bubble. And then what that also does, I think, is it opens up a lot more of the outside Legends ultimates. Because it's like right now, playing Bangalore, you're not going to really use the ultimate.
No.
Playing Gibraltar, I mean, you're not going to get much out of it. And Fuse, you can use his inside, but I think Fuse would get a lot more use as well outside.
Yeah.
I think it opens up a lot more stuff. Just having extra points, it adds more strategy. You can do different things. You can win games in more ways.
Yeah.
Because right now it was like, okay, they have B. It's hard to get in. You'd basically be playing B for 5 minutes, not get anywhere, and then it's like, okay, well, I guess I'll just go to their base.
Yeah.
I'll just go to A or I'll go to C and try to capture that.
Yeah.
And then try to get them off. And that's really the only strat. Like there's no other strat, And if you add in these 2 new points, it changes everything. It flips it on its head.
You can be ahead and they have B because you have both the side points.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
then it makes them be like, all right, well, we got to try and get these side points. Well, then you're like, okay, I can attack B. And then
Yeah.
it just becomes a whole strategizing,
It makes it more chaotic too. Which
very
is,
chaotic.
Yeah.
Which
Could
is
be a
what you
good thing.
want. Yeah, especially if you're looking for a more competitive feel to it. Like, I liked it for the relaxing point, but I could see where people would love it for competitive nature, right?
Dude, 9v9 competitive would be insane.
It would be and the coolest part is, like, I don't really play ranked in Apex anymore. I'm just over it. But a lot of people play ranked. It would get more people in their seats. It would have like a lot of people replayed Apex and opened their eyes to this game again because of this mode.
Yeah.
And that's
Yeah.
just a fact. Like that's just something that happened. Another thing we could talk about here is the legend caps. Because I think if you have 3 squads and 3 Watsons, I mean,
You're
just
not
win.
getting B.
you're not going to be.
You're not getting 2 sites at least.
No, it's going to be hell, and I think they got to start thinking about that because Watson was way too good, and this also comes back down to the other legends we were talking about with like Gibraltar and like
Lockdown characters.
lockdown characters are harder. Like they're way better in this game mode, and there are some legends in here that just don't get. Because of the way the ultimates happen, you just don't get like certain use out of certain legends. Like Ashe, you're not going to get a whole lot out of her because her ult is so reliant. Like her passive is useless in
Yes.
this game mode,
Yeah.
and then it's like same with Pathfinder.
Lifeline.
Lifeline.
I was gonna say
like
that, yeah.
they're- everything's like you can't use those characters. So this like having legend caps, I think, would force you to try and go outside the box, and it would make you'd have to make sure your best player was playing on the legend that can lock things down.
Mm-hmm.
You can add more strategy in right there.
Yeah.
The other thing about legends is ult timers. I think that I like this system that they have, but like I just said, certain legends are so obsolete without an ult, and you have to like be on every single point. I think some legends should have a timer instead of having, the ability to just you're having to capture every point, which sometimes you're on B, you hold B for like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Sometimes you don't ever lose B in a game. So it's like it's hard to get ultimate. So
Yeah.
I think they should have a timer on some of like, for instance, like Ash would be a great one.
ults,
Yes. Not Gibraltar. Bloodhound would be a solid one.
if it worked.
If it worked.
I don't think you should do Bloodhound just because, like, there's 3 Bloodhounds on the enemy team and they're scanning you
Yeah,
all
that's
the
the
fucking
only thing.
time.
Yeah, maybe not Bloodhound.
Make
that
his ult
wasn't a good
work
one.
and leave it ratings.
Wraith.
Yeah.
Wraiths,
Yeah.
would be a good one because then you can get more utility out of the character, and then it's like, for instance, like maybe not a Gibraltar, right?
Mm-hmm.
But if you're able to capture a point and then you have a point outside with a Gibraltar ult, when you capture a point, now you can try and maybe capture the waterfall with that ultimate.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
you get more utility out of those legends, and I really think like Ash suffers. I think Maggie suffers. I think like a lot of these legends suffer because you could hold 2 points the entire game.
Yeah.
Like it's very difficult. So I think that's another one. You guys got anything else that you think needs to be changed?
No.
Not really. I mean, if they get rid of the spawning on B, I think that the tower at on Barometer, that thing is fucking annoying with people that can just spawn there. Like, they need to make it so it's like harder to snipe out of, or they just need to make it to where you can't spawn on B. Because like, if I kill a guy at the top of the tower, he shouldn't be able to spawn there and be back in the tower in like the next 12
Yeah,
seconds.
because the odds are you're not going to get over there and capture it in time for him to spawn back. So he's going to spawn back.
Yeah.
And it's just going to it's the cycle all over again.
Yeah, it's fucking awful too.
Yeah, I mean they already changed the map to make cover. They threw cover in different places. You might as well just raise up the sides of that B tower and just make it to where you're only fighting on the rope or in that little room on the top, or maybe even coming in from that zip line through the front.
Yeah.
So yeah, I agree with that. Out of all of these things, the number one thing I think that needs to happen, full 9-man squads.
Yes.
It's got to happen.
Yeah.
It's
That'd
got to
be
happen.
sick.
They probably won't do it, but it's got to happen.
You don't even have to do a whole squad with 9 people. Just let me play with 9 of my friends.
Yes, or like have
three different squads.
Yeah.
But let me queue together.
Yeah, let us join together.
let us have a use for the club section on Apex Legends, because
That'd be
there's
sick.
literally
No
zero
chance.
use. There's literally zero use. Like, what are you supposed to use it for?
You don't like seeing when I place top 3?
Yeah, you don't like me typing in the text box and you don't see it for 4 days. You don't
Yeah.
like that?
And there's a chat filter you can't turn off?
It's just, come on, this has got to happen, man. It's got to happen.
Yeah.
But that's probably number one on the priority list. I would be genuinely surprised if they pulled it off. But I would be so happy. I would be so thankful.
Honestly, if it comes back and they do all the things that we just talked about, it'd be the best game mode.
Exactly.
If they did everything we just talked about with no 9v9, or like full squad queue,
I'd be okay.
I'd be okay with it.
Yeah,
Because
because at
I
least
still had fun with it.
yeah, especially the squad spawns thing.
Yeah.
If you could do like a squad spawn where it's like, because you go into the game with all your teammates, but it's like you're not even really there with them.
I have no reason to care if you're alive.
Yeah, because you don't really know that they're there. If your teammates are alive, you're like, hey, dude, just stay alive, I'll spawn on you, I'll
Yeah.
spawn on you. Like, the whole Battlefield thing, it would be really interesting.
Yeah.
That'd be a great idea.
I actually think that's kind of a better way to do it than like spawning on B.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because then you rely more on your teammates' positioning, and you got to have good teammates.
You
Yeah.
can still spawn on B.
Yeah.
You just need someone there.
You need somebody to be there, and that changes things too. Because it's like if you got a Brian on your team and he's fucking in
He's got
buttfuck Egypt,
one kill.
you're like, Brian, where the fuck are you? And he's like, sorry, I'm trying to get my second kill. The game's
I'm
almost
on top
over.
of the waterfall.
Yeah.
sniping.
I'm on the top of the waterfall sniping.
Got a longbow.
I just got a Kraber, but I've missed every shot.
Brian, what guns are you using? I have an EVA 8 and a longbow.
And a G7 Scout.
Game's
so,
over.
Yeah, so I'm glad to see Control. I'm so happy that it was in there. It was a great 3 weeks.
I don't think I would have played Apex
without
nearly as much.
We would have stopped because, like, we love this game, but when you play the BR for 5 hours straight,
Drains your soul.
oh, dude, you're drained.
You're
You
done.
are
That
drained.
tournament, without all the bullshit, was soul sucking.
It was soul sucking. Yeah, so it's like then you
in
have
the good way.
Not in the good way either. Then you have the option to be like, hey, bro, let's just mindlessly shoot at people for 3 more hours,
Let's
And
do
you
it.
can warm up with it too. It's like I
Yes.
don't have to sit in the dumbass practice range.
which has no utility either because the
Yeah.
people don't move.
Yeah,
you can kind
exactly.
of make them move, but it's like
way too much work.
yeah.
Control is more fun too, just because like there's an objective and you just get to get shots down range. You get to play up some shit.
For
Yeah.
me, I honestly never really tried to capture points. For me, Control was all about like honing in on my 1v1s.
Yeah.
And I got very good at like it really helped me out in the BR because all I was doing was focusing on the 1v1 aspect of it.
Yeah.
I was just
Even
going
like
for
the
that.
1v2.
Even the 1v2 because you can win like a bunch of those.
Yeah.
One other thing, like can we just get the Kraber out of every game mode except casual? Like in ranked it's
Why
annoying.
am I getting one shot
It's just annoying.
in
like
a high T or a low high TTK game?
unless you were to make the Kraber the only, like, this is another thing. The power weapons. I don't
Yeah.
think power weapons should spawn on your side.
No.
I think
It should be
sp-
right in the middle.
Yeah, it should be like Halo, where you're trying to
Yeah.
both fight
Where
for
you're
it.
It's
fighting
like
over it.
The Storm Point map, the big middle area that no one uses.
Yeah, yeah.
it there.
Like underneath.
Yeah,
Like that
underneath.
gives people a reason to go underneath. Because you know how you just go up the ramp on the Storm Point
Yeah.
one, and then there's that underneath area. The only reason people go down there is to escape a fight,
Only
right?
reason I went down there is because I accidentally fell. And
Yeah,
I'm like, saying,
that
"Fuck."
too. If you have like power weapons and you know that the spawn rotations, number one, that gives it a gigantic competitive thing for like if they were to ever want this game to go ALGS, if they want this mode to go ALGS, which they totally could.
Definitely.
Easily.
You could add that in there. But I mean, if I knew that there was only one Kraber on the map, and I knew that if our team had control of it, we could easily win.
I'm just picturing 9-man esport teams.
Exactly,
Custom
dude.
games.
Custom games would be huge, but they're probably jerking off right now instead of thinking about that. But yes, if they were to do one Kraber on the map, and I knew it was going to be there every time, I would feel less shitty. It's the fact that Joe Schmo just spawned after getting turned on, and then he just picks up a gun that one-shots. He probably misses my
Inside
head,
his
hits me in the
base.
body by accident, and then his teammate finishes off. I'm just tired of the Kraber in that aspect of
Yeah.
it. I want it to be more tactical. Make the Kraber more tactical, you know? Like, that's what I would be cool with. That's
There's
what
a
I would
clip
want.
of a dude just going crazy with a Kraber. It's like, why is he able to get it so easily?
Yeah, they need to make it more difficult.
Dude went into his spawn and grabbed a one-shot.
He
weapon.
literally died and got he died and got a Kraber.
Yeah.
You're basically
You're
like
rewarded for
rewarding
dying.
death.
you're rewarding for dying. Okay, anyway. But boys, that should just about do it for the control discussion. We can't wait till it comes back next season. Thank you guys for
Love
enjoying
it.
our funeral. It was a great time.
Gone too soon.
We've gone too soon. Pour one out for the homies. We're going to hit a quick ad, and we will see you guys on the other side for Grab My Bachelor. Love. The universal language. For some, love comes easy,
Could she be the one?
but for others, love doesn't come easy.
Sometimes I don't think I'll ever find love.
Follow us as we take one man through his journey
I just want to find the one.
to find eternal and everlasting love.
I'm just tired of being in this bed alone.
There will be some highs
I like long walks on the beach.
and some lows,
Oh, I got a text. It's not from her though.
but in the end, we hope to find love.
I just want a girl that completes me.
Welcome to Grab My Bachelor. All right, here we are for another edition of Grab My Bachelor. And the main guy of Grab My Bachelor last week was not Kyle. It was actually Christopher across the table from me, the sixth man of the year. He's sitting at the table, and Chris, you said that we slandered you last week. I wouldn't call it slander. I don't think it was like
you
that,
did it to yourself.
Yeah, it
so
was. But you know what? I feel like we
No.
have to give you a chance to tell your side of the story.
Okay.
So, Chris, break it down for me. Tell me what
All right,
happened.
so-
Tell me what happened.
Most of the story was correct. I was at the bar with Wyatt and Kyle and Caitlin. There's a girl. We're chilling. Karaoke night. Favorite night of the week.
Favorite night of the
Favorite
week.
night of the week.
Yeah.
Love it. There's a girl. She's standing up at the table next to us. Tables are very close together.
Very.
Always, for some reason. We're like back to back. And she keeps leaning in and, her ass keeps bumping me. She keeps bumping me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, I'm looking at Kyle, I'm looking at Caitlin, and we're like, nice. I'm like, hey, if this is all that happens, oh well. The night goes on, she keeps bumping me, and she turns to me and says, oh my God, I'm so sorry, I've been bumping you all night. I'm like, no, you're good. Wasn't really bothering me.
Mm-hmm.
And then we start to turn away. I'm like, okay, talk to her a little bit. That's something.
Mm-hmm.
And she turns back and goes, did I see you at Eureka earlier? Keep in mind, I have no idea what she's talking about in the moment.
You didn't know what Eureka
I
Burger
literally, after this whole interaction, went and Googled Eureka, and I'm like, what is that?
was. Yeah. You didn't even think maybe it was a food place?
I knew of Eureka Burger, but I didn't know if she was talking about that. I'm like, is that like another bar? Is that something else?
And what was your response?
I said, no.
And you didn't say anything else?
Well, it wasn't just straight. You weren't here for this.
No, that's why I'm
the thing.
asking your side of the story.
I couldn't
wasn't-
hear it, so
It wasn't. I was like, I looked at her. I was like thinking. I'm like, no, I don't think so.
Uh-huh.
And then that was it. No, I know it looks bad.
It is bad.
You
It
gotta
doesn't look
think.
bad. It is bad.
You guys came back. And you guys were roasting my ass, even at the bar.
Yeah.
It started at the bar. The moment it started, I knew they were going to talk about it the next day. I'm like, oh God,
Bro.
But in the moment, it's like,
But dude, like,
I guess yes, I should have lied.
no, it's not even just that you should have. Okay, like,
you didn't even have to
so
lie.
this was Chris. What was your excuse when we first said, "What the hell were you thinking"? What was your first excuse?
You didn't want to lie.
I didn't want to lie.
This
I didn't want to lie.
He
Hey,
said, "I didn't
what can
wanna
I
lie."
say?
Okay, Chris. The excuse was just funny. That's just
is
laugh
fun.
out
Hey.
loud funny. But the thing is like those opportunities don't come very often.
Yeah.
She shot her shot at you, bro.
Here's the
Yeah.
thing. I was like, oh well, I'll see her again. And then after Kyle leaves, end of the night, this 50-year-old woman. This is a Monday night. 50-year-old woman.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
She comes to our table plastered.
Oh, no.
Might have been blackout drunk on a Monday night. And she starts talking to us. We're like, okay, this is kind of weird, but whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And then Wyatt's dumbass wants to talk about, oh, there's this girl, but
Listen.
he's too shy to talk to her.
I will always be
And-
that guy.
And this woman, I'm trying to close my tab at the bar.
Yeah.
It's literally like 5 minutes before closing.
Yeah.
And she starts pulling on me. I'm like, no, blew it already.
Yeah.
That's just not.
Yeah.
And I think that's the most uncomfortable I've ever been.
Yeah, so this was my thing, and we're going to transition this. So I wanted to give Chris a chance to tell his side of the story. It's pretty much the same thing, but the 50-year-old woman definitely made it uncomfortable at the end. Even for me, so I'm always going to be that guy where I say something. Because in my mind, like, life is too short. And I know, like, it can be uncomfortable. And trust me, I've been in your guys' shoes a few times. Not even just with, like, women, but just, like, with life. I actually got my first broadcasting gig because I pestered the owner of the hockey team eating at Chick-fil-A with the entire team. I had to walk up to him and say something to him, not because I wanted to. My mom made me. I went with my mom, and I just had the job interview like 2 weeks before, and he never called me back. and I was like sitting there at the Chick-fil-A telling my mom about how sad I was that I didn't get hired by this hockey team, and the fucking owner walked in. It was like God saying something to you, right?
Mm.
And we were gonna leave, and I was like, all right, let's just leave. And she's like, what are you doing? Like, and then I went up there and I said something to him, and I got the job, and I ended up having one of the best years ever just broadcasting hockey games for Fresno. So like, I'm always going to be that guy to push you, because after that moment, yeah, was it embarrassing? Yes. It was weird. Yes. I felt uncomfortable. Yes. But literally after, he said to me, he was like, just drive to the rink and talk to this guy and we'll see. I went to the rink, talked to the guy, got the job. So like, it is uncomfortable. It is awkward. And I wanted to bring this topic up because I feel like sometimes there are certain ways to push guys to talk to girls, and some ways don't work on them. Like, for instance, that I shouldn't have done that. That was one of those situations where I thought the lady was like cool, and then she ended up being like just blackout drunk.
Yes.
Now the thing was, I was also drunk, so I couldn't really tell. But that's just part of it, right? So,
well, I'd had 2 beers.
I had 2 beers, probably, yes. So today's topic, boys. What are the best ways to get you hyped up to go talk to a girl? What are some ways that don't work on you to get hyped up to talk to a girl? And what are some ways that maybe you think you can try in the future that you think might work, but you haven't tried them yet, so you don't totally know? So, boys, let's get into it. Let's start with that one.
Number 1, I just stand next to Wyatt. I'm instantly
taller. Yeah, that is true.
I'm like 6 inches taller. It just gives me an ego boost.
Chris just has to stand next to me, and he instantly feels like he can talk to anybody.
Wow.
Also, Wyatt's just a great wingman because he's like a conversation starter, but he's not like you don't feel competition because
I'm not trying to be competition.
He's not trying to be competition.
There are guys who are like kind of wingmanish, but they'll try and like steal the girl at the same time. It's almost like a bravado thing where it's like, yeah, I'll help you, but I'm also gonna go for it too.
Don't
type
blame
shit.
me if I
if I get the girl.
Why am I bringing you in the first place?
Yeah, exactly. I think I was having this epiphany yesterday. I don't know if the best way for Chris is to be like, hey, go do it, go do it, go do it. I don't know if that's the best way. So what do you think is the best way for you?
Well, okay. First off, I need to be like very drunk.
I would say mildly tipsy.
No. Listen, Chris.
Drunk.
We need to be mildly tipsy.
Even if you have to be drunk right now.
We got to have you have some confidence. So this is the way to build you up without having a lot of alcohol.
Oh, well, that's
because anybody can do it.
Anybody can do it blackout drunk.
Not blackout, but you know.
If I could do anything. If I'm blackout shithoused, I could do anything.
We need to get you from having to be blackout drunk to being like tipsy, and you can talk to a girl. Because that's actually where I've done my best work, is when I'm just slightly tipsy, not like drunk, like just slightly tipsy.
Yeah.
Gives me just enough courage to like think of something to say.
Yeah.
I think that's the best way to do it. It also takes that edge off of I'm going to be embarrassed or I'm going to embarrass myself right now. But I think that's like a very solid way to do it.
Yeah.
You can drink 2 beers and you're like, okay, I think I can go for this.
3.
Maybe 3.
3.
You're bigger than me.
3 vodka Red Bulls and then you're in.
Vodka Red Bulls do be hitting quick though.
But we also got to we got to find another strat too, because it seems like you don't
I think a good strat. I don't know. I don't like just walking up to people because the main issue is I see it as like weird, like almost creepy.
I think you got to get over that a little bit.
I do.
A little bit.
That's on me, but
yeah, I think
Twitter has ruined me.
But no, yeah, Twitter is definitely bad for just being social in general, because it's the antichrist of being social. Because number one, you think people are looking at you in Twitter terms, and hell, they might be, but honestly, like, fuck them.
If they're looking at you in Twitter terms, fuck them first of all. That's red flag.
If you can't separate life from Twitter, and a lot of people can't, I found out, like, you got a problem. Like, you gotta walk outside, talk to some people outside. Not everybody is like fired up about everything. You know, some people are just living life.
Some people just don't give a fuck.
Yeah. So maybe this is a good one. Maybe spend less time on the Bluebird.
It's tough.
Yeah, it is.
It's tough.
And I think the best way to do that, honestly, is to just have experience, like trying to talk to people.
Yeah.
I think that's one of the best ways, is if you can just get yourself out of your comfort zone a few times, and God knows you're going to fail, but the failures
that hurts.
It doesn't though. Like you think it's gonna hurt way worse than it actually does.
You know what
I'm an overthinker.
Ever since I recently started playing Elden Ring, ever since then, dude, it's like you're fighting a boss. You know, you go out, you fight the boss, you lose. You fight the boss, you lose again. You fight the boss, you lose again. Then eventually you win. Mm-hmm. But like you got to lose the boss like 27 times before you're gonna win.
I think, but the thing is like, when you fight the boss the first time, the death hurts a lot.
Yes.
But then when you start fighting the boss more and more times, it starts to become regular. And then what do? You're like, okay, I need to do this. I need to form this. I need to do this move. I know he's going to turn into this form after a certain life bar.
Yeah.
Right? That's the same thing with like getting into social situations. Is you're going to be out there. The first few times you probably will fail, but there's times you won't. And then you start to get better at it, and then you start to build a muscle a little bit, and you're like, okay, I tried this, did not work. I tried that. It had actually a good effect, but it could be better. I could have executed better. And then you go through, and then you start doing that. So I think that's like a good one, is just getting into more social situations. Even if you end up not talking to a girl, like even you just going out with the boys is good practice.
That's the thing. I've noticed I have gotten a little better. Well, last week was probably the worst one, but
it was just you fumbled a bag.
That was just a bad fumble.
It was a bag fumble.
Listen, Chris, I want to let you know I fumbled the bag more times than anybody has
Kyle's
ever
fumbled a lot of bags.
Wyatt gets a text the morning after every fumble,
or
the night of, and I'll text him. I kind of.
I was telling Kyle, I was like, dude, I think Chris knows when he fucks up because he'll text me the night of at like 3 a.m. and I'm like,
I get
what
home.
the fuck? Yeah, like it's like he was thinking about it all night, and I was like literally asleep. But yeah, so I think that's another one. I will also say too, the first time I met you, you were like hella awkward. The first time I met you was at like one of our other mutual friends' houses, and like I was trying to talk to you, you wouldn't look me in my eye.
I'm terrible at eye contact.
You're like looking away, and I was like, "What the fuck?" And now we can actually talk to each other. Yeah. It's like easier. So even you just going out is like good.
Yeah,
like that's just a good thing. But you do have to put yourself in some tough positions at some point.
Yeah,
it's like you can't play Madden on Pro.
I'm not trying to just fall into it.
Yeah.
You can't have that mentality.
We did have the one. So here's a good strat that I think helps everyone out, and we've done it one time. When all the boys go together, if we all fail together, it's okay. We still have each other there.
Not that bad.
But we did have the one time where we all three went and visited a friend that we met who had 2 of her girlfriends there, and that was cool because we got me, you, Kyle at the table, and then we had Caitlin come later, and then we had like a nice table time, and then you got to talk to that one girl.
That
and it was
like
that's probably the best.
That's probably top 1.
Yes,
when
that was probably
like
the best
least
strat.
Drunk.
Yeah, I fumbled the bag on that one.
You fumbled hard. You fumbled hard.
I fumbled the
really
bag.
Not tripping over that.
The worst part about that bag fumble was it lasted an entire week.
Yes.
It was a whole week.
So what Kyle did was I hyped him up. I said, go over, talk to her. I guarantee she's going to call us all over to her table. And that's exactly what happened. And then we had a great time. And it was awesome. But you fumbled the bag because I said, get her number so we can do this again because she said she wanted to do it again. And Kyle gave her his number, which gave her all the power to never text. And Kyle went on Thursday night, and nobody showed up, no text, no nothing. So that bag fumble lasted an entire week.
And it stung a little bit more, too, because I was like there, and I was like, man, they're really not going to come. And I was like, God, this just burns just a little bit more.
Man, if you were at your own bar that you made earlier, it would have been so much better.
Well, listen, it would have been nuts.
Yeah, you would have had Loba there, forgot all about it.
Yep. I would have been like, baby, pour me another one.
But yeah, I do feel like the best strat for like, at least for like dudes who are, I would either say like struggling in like confidence or just struggling in the ability to know how to talk to people, especially women. I think all the boys going together. If you fail together, it's okay. Yeah. If you succeed together, it's all right.
Yeah.
Everything's better in a group.
Yeah. But there are times, I do think a good strat is just literally just hype up the boy.
Yeah.
Just hype him up.
Hype him up.
Just get him feeling good.
What I like too is like is just like telling people like, you could do this. Like she's already looking at you. She's already interested. Like you do this a lot. Wyatt does this a lot. He goes,
that's the thing.
He goes, bro, she's already looking at you, bro. She already wants you. Like a girl walk by and like breathe on Wyatt, and Wyatt be like, damn, she wants me.
Wyatt takes a girl walking past our table and says, bro, she wants you to fuck her right
dude,
now.
Well, dude, like honestly,
It's like, bro, what are you talking about?
It's never that far, but it's like I do kind of get into a mode where, and I think you have to do this for your own confidence. I'm not saying like when I say that to myself or when I say this stuff out loud, it's literally me trying to hype myself up, right? So it's like I think when you're in a public environment, you have to take every single thing as a sign. Mm-hmm. And then the only time that you realize it's not a sign is if it like blows up in your face, which happens all the time too. It's like, okay, well, that obviously wasn't a sign, but at least I acted on it.
You got to shoot your shot.
You got to shoot your shot. You know, once you shoot your shot, if it fails, it fails. Don't keep trying. We've already talked about that on this show. But like, for instance, if it's like the girl kept bumping into you, okay, that's one thing. Like, maybe that's something, maybe not. And then she turns around and says something to you, and she says sorry. You're like, okay, maybe that was a sign too. And then when she does the do I know you from somewhere? Then you're like, in my mind, I would have been like, okay, that's all I needed. Even if that wasn't the case, she could have just been trying to be nice. In your mind, listen, you're already at a disadvantage, okay? Because being a dude, you got to make most of the moves first.
Yeah.
So it's like, all right, if this isn't the time to do it, I don't know when else would be, you know? But yeah, so I think that strat is is another good one, is just like hyping up the boy, like being like, hey bro, like you're looking good, dude. I swear she was looking at you. Like just get them hyped up. I would call this one the pep talk. You got to give them the pep talk.
You got to give them the peppy.
You got to throw it down. If you can throw down a good pep talk and be
pre-game
like,
speech,
like listen to me right now, and I will give the best pep talk I possibly can. Okay, are there any strats that don't work on you at all?
If you're getting like really intense and you're like, you better go talk to that girl.
Yeah,
like,
I'm not gonna do that.
The more I think you pressure somebody and you're like, you gotta fucking do this. You know, like the more pressure you put on them, the more anxiety I think people get, and they're like, fuck man, I just can't do this. Like you put them on too high of a pedestal for like that guy to now go and do that.
I think that one has worked on me in the past, but only in certain situations. It's usually like
you're pretty faded.
It's either that or it's like sometimes a person knows what your type is. If like a friend knows what your type is and they know that like, okay, this is a girl that like Wyatt would normally go for, and they're like, dude, and they break it down for you, and you're like, dude, you got to do it. I think then I would feel the pressure and be like, okay, not all pressure is bad. Like sometimes that's good to like get you, like if my mom would have never done that, I would have never worked for the hockey team, and I wouldn't have learned how to do all this stuff. I probably wouldn't have started a podcast. So it's like sometimes that pressure is good, but it's got to be in the right context, right? Like that context was I wanted to broadcast hockey games, and this was the only inn in the city, so I had to go talk to that guy. I think it's hard to find that context when you're talking to a woman you don't know.
Yeah. Because you don't know her personality.
You don't know her personality. Like, she may look like a certain type, but you have no idea how she actually is, you know? But I think a situation where this would be, the pressure would be good, is remember one of the earliest Bachelors of all time. We had 3 prospects, and one of them was Coca-Cola. Now, we have seen Coca-Cola since. Yeah. If we were in a public setting, that might be a time to employ that strat.
Well, I would definitely go talk to her.
Yeah, number 1, because you already know her.
And
number 2, because she knows you.
Yeah.
You've had conversations. You've met in a few different settings. Yeah. So that would be a situation where that would work. Because you already know this person. Yeah. But in the situation of you have no idea who this person is, you've never talked to him before, you don't know what they're all about, then it's probably like, you're probably going to turn your friend off at that point. Your friend's going to be like, fuck no, and just shut down. And that's the worst. You know, I also think another good strategy to have is to just not take something too seriously when it comes to your friend and stuff like that. And that's something that, like, when they can feel how much pressure you're putting on them, it's it's just detrimental. It doesn't help anything.
Yeah, but you don't think about it in the moment. Like, you're thinking you're trying to help your friend out, and then you're like, really, you're not helping them. You're making
Hurting
things
the mental.
worse.
Yeah, I think that's where people get mixed up a lot of times too. Number 1, walk up with the boys. Go as a group.
Yes.
We could call that the wolf pack. Or the wolf pack strat.
Oh,
That
yeah.
sounds a little more sinister.
That
than
sounds
it
a
used
little
to be.
scary, actually.
Number 2, hype your boy up. Give him the pep talk.
Yep.
Let him know what's going good. Strats not to use. Don't force them.
No.
Don't get forceful with it, because usually it ends up just crumbling.
Yeah.
And just be confident. I think the pep talk is perfect for anything. Just anything in life. Just give them the pep talk.
Yeah, like, you got this, bro. Just get in there.
Yes. All right, boys. Well, boys and girls, well, that should just about do it for Grab My Bachelor. We're going to head into the final section of the show, do the Raise Energy draft for the boys. Let's get it. All right, here we are. We're going to round out the show with the Raise Energy draft. For the boys, we get to make our own club, and we need a manager, a bartender, and a bouncer. Should we do a bar back as well?
And a bar back.
And a bar back as well for our club with everybody who's been on the show. So, boys, let's get into it.
I'm going to start off with mine.
There you go. Get it.
Okay. I'm going to have Chris start out, and he's going to be my bartender.
Okay.
So he gets
That's
some
huge.
bitches.
Yeah, maybe I'll get some bitches that way. I will have to talk to women that way.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then we'll have Brian behind you as the bar back, so he can kind of like lure him in too.
Yeah.
And then we'll have Wyatt be the manager, and then I'll have Carter be the bouncer because he's like a nice guy, but he's huge.
He's huge. Like he would scare people, but he would also be like nice enough to where you wouldn't like mind too much.
You wouldn't fuck with him.
Yeah. Okay, I'll go next. For my manager, I'm definitely gonna have Brian. Brian's gonna run the whole thing. He would be good at that. I was gonna say the super producer Troy for my bartender, but I think he would cause so many fucking problems from like talking to people too much. Like Troy's thing is, because he likes to do like psychology stuff, he loves to just dig deep into people, and it's cool for the most part. Sometimes it'll just go too far, and I know that he's not going to be serving drinks. Drinks will not be getting served.
They'll not be poured.
Yeah, they will not be poured.
Maybe he's a good bar back.
No. He's actually going to be my bouncer.
Oh,
Troy's
yeah.
going to be my bouncer. That's the perfect level of most of the time you don't need a bouncer, so he can talk to people and dig deep without really sacrificing his job.
Oh, I got you.
Yeah, because then he could go out and actually handle shit if he needed to.
But he's still like
But
big
he's
and
still
buff.
there.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with Kyle as my bartender.
Good.
Because he did get a bartending license and he was
All right.
trying to be a bartender for a while,
Really?
and I think he could do it. And then my bar back's definitely going to be Chris.
Ouch.
Chris as a bar back, eventually becoming a bartender. That's where you get your chops. That's where you learn how to talk the talk, how to walk the walk. All right, Chris.
All right, so let's start with manager. Obviously, Brian.
Yeah, Brian's the best
Has to be.
manager. Yeah. Easy.
Bartender, I'll go with Wyatt.
Okay.
Charisma.
There we go.
Not afraid to talk to people.
I'm a little short. They might have to raise the bar.
You can get a stool.
Yeah, I might need a stool. Walk around.
Small
with it.
stool.
Yeah, you know how they have the little step.
We'll
up
get you a
on the
little
outside?
stilts,
Yeah.
you know, if we
Yeah.
walk around.
Yeah.
We're platforms.
There we go. There we go.
Kyle's gonna be my bar back.
Fire.
Just Kyle.
Kyle would be good at like the pouring drinks part. He'd be so bad at washing the dishes part.
Dude,
I
I
don't know. I
hate
feel like-
washing dishes. Hate them.
Damn.
He would give me so many dirty glasses, and then
Think
I'd be
so?
like, "Bro, what the fuck?"
You'd be like,
Yeah.
bro, what the fuck is this? There's still lipstick on here. I'm like, I didn't want to clean
I
it.
just put my mouth on it.
Yeah. Bouncers either.
Bouncer's got to be Troy or Carter, not me. I
Yeah.
wouldn't do myself because
Okay.
I wouldn't talk. I wouldn't be the one you could talk to on the.
So
off
do you
time.
want more of a like assertive bouncer? Or
That's gonna be Carter.
yeah, that's gonna be Carter.
Yeah,
So you'll go with
Carter
Carter.
will get the job done.
He'll get the job done.
He'll impose himself. He's a tall boy,
Yes,
That he
sir.
is.
Yes, sir.
strong boy.
All right, there we go. Well,
Yeah.
boys, I think we had a good show here today. We had to call him the sixth man
Sixth
man
man.
of the
Love to
year,
be here.
the alternate, Chris.
Always available.
Thank you guys for tuning in. As always, we have a brand new Discord for listeners. We're getting rid of the old one. If you're a listener and you're still in the old one, DM me for the link to the new Discord. We will send it to you. Remember, the link does expire after a day, though, so if you don't get to it in a day, just ask me again. I'll resend it. Either way, we got a new Discord. It's so much fucking better.
Yes,
it's
sir.
so much better. There's such less people in there, but all the people who are in there fucking talk and they involve themselves and they listen to the show, which was an issue we had with the last one. So
we had more people in the recent bongo thing with less people in the Discord.
Yes, we literally had less people, but we had more people in other tournaments. We also have a tournament going, customs with Gaming with Bongo. He's on Twitch. He's also on Instagram and Twitter. He's been having private tourneys, private lobbies where we've been playing with all of you guys. If you guys want to play in those, the best way to do it is to join the Discord. You have to join so we can send you guys the private code. I can't be sending it over Instagram. I can't be sending it through any other means. You got to join the Discord so you can play in some of those. Even if you're not, I feel like people think you have to talk in our Discord. You don't have to talk in our Discord. That's not why we didn't like the last one. We didn't like the last one because nobody listened to the show, and we would like ping everybody and say, hey, the show's out, and they'd be like, what the fuck is that? That's why we didn't like it. You do not have to talk in this Discord at all. We don't give a shit if you talk in the Discord. But if you're ever sitting there and you have the notifications on and we ping that there's a tournament and you're ready to go, it always helps us out. Eventually we'll be able to get our own private tourney one day.
Hopefully.
And it'll be fucking awesome. So, new Discord out. Ask me for the link. We will give it to you. That's what I'm fucking talking about, baby. We got a lot of cool stuff in there. All the skits, all the fucking photos. All the photos of the episodes, badass. Already better than the last one. So make sure you guys join that. Thank you guys for tuning in as always. And we catch you guys next week for episode 76.
See you.
See ya.